They are truly loving life, though. That's the main thing. You can see how into it they are. Spain are thinking, how are we letting this slip away? What is going on here? Oh, what a beautiful bit of scenery.
Yeah, gorgeous. Graphics on the plants could be upped a bit. Don't think you need it taken away from your performance in the PC, though. Oh, wow. That's what
Good.
Spain need. Double openings on the double operator. That's what we're here to see.
Maybe that's what they needed to find some success. With a 5v2, though. Speeder and Nistra have got their work cut out for them. I don't think any amount of flashes can save you. They're hoping maybe Spain get over aggressive and make it difficult for themselves.
Do they pop the Rolling Thunder? I hope not. Definitely not at this point. It's a 1 versus 4, a situation that looks next to unwinnable for Nistra. Even getting that spike planted is now impossible. They've got different angles being held, and as that smoke fades, I think that will be the end of the round. He's been spotted out. He finds 1 kill, but no idea about Poppy Fresh. And he pops him with some freshly made bullets loaded into his mag. He was ready to go. This is 11-11, a tied-up scoreline, and one hell of a game so far. We are looking at oh, look at Hitbox. He's animated. He's happy. He's ready to go. We'll see if they've got what it takes. Double ops.
He wants that chopper chop, man.
He wants the exactly. If he doesn't win, he doesn't get a chubba chub. That's how it works.
I'm taking the whole box. Who's going to get there first, though? Spain had a very clean round on the previous. Can this operator setup work out for him again? Ooh, Hawkus just about to spot the barrel of the gun through the cages. Shots being made. Kiki snuck away into the back of the A site. Speed is able to do some nice damage. Rax is following up as well. Black's only good for 1, and now we're in a 2v4. Ults are going to be used. Is it going to be enough? Oh, and it's only going up. Tries in with a second. Beautifully done. Great timing. And now Starwraith. What can he find? He's got the information as to where the players are, but he's got to deal with Zonix. He manages to get the kill. Now it's a 2 versus 2. Nistra right on the edge. Hitbox falls for it. He's gone straight in. And Starwraith won't stand strong for any longer. 12-11. 1 round is all Germany need. Or do we potentially get a show match overtime?
We could be going there, Banks. There's a real possibility. This is a spot now where, I mean, these teams have been trading blows consistently since the start of this one. You can see here the comms are being taken seriously. Technical pause coming through. Someone's having some issues. The clothes have come off. We're into tank tops now. It's time to go out swinging. That's what I like to see. We're taking it seriously. My God, look at those muscles, Banks. They're putting you to shame.
He's about to go Super Saiyan, man.
Next time we swap over, the hair is going to be yellow.
Imagine production could give him something like that. Just put some hair on him, you know, fire it up. There's my Dragon Ball man. He's even got an Omen in the background. I didn't spot that. I was so focused on the Dragon Ball. He's got an Omen picture in there as well.
I respect it, man. I respect. He's got lots of different stuff from many different games. I'm loving it.
I have so much bedroom envy for this guy. Okay, potentially the last round. Germany looking to make it happen. 13-11. And remember, you got to say about the Spain team. They came with players who are like pro, ex-pro coaches. You know, they came with the highest level. Zonix is an active current pro. Okay, we'll give him that. But he just said he's like brought his friends along for the ride.
Yeah, oh, here we go. Flash comes around and blinds them up, but they win both duels. Team Spain come ahead. Only by 1 now, though, because Nistra has managed to clutch that one back. It's a 3v4. Germany looking to win this one out, and they've got another kill. What was Black doing?
You know what should have happened there for Spain? They should have backed away after getting those opening 2 kills and just left it, held onto that huge advantage. Instead, they've gifted Germany away to take this show match. Rax has been given loads of room to work with. A is completely open. This might not be expected. An easy kill onto Poppy Fresh. 2v3. Germany have the site secure. Starwraith, what can you do?
Should never have went to Team Germany. They've just clutch this one back from the jaws of defeat. Now they've got the advantage. They've got them locked out. Everything's going their way. Starlight doesn't even have a body that he can use to try and find the info. Nistra's ready with a flash. Here it comes. Here's the swing, and there's the kill. Horkus got it all to do in the 1v2. He's been naded, he's been aftershocked, he's been peaked, and he's been killed, Banks. That is Team Germany with a phenomenal comeback, not just in the game, but in the round as well.
Brilliant stuff there from Team Germany. They managed to make it all the way. They don't have to go to overtime. They do it with friends, smiles, and a lot of happy faces. Where Spain, well, they gave us some amazing moments. They gave us some great action, but it wasn't meant to be in the charity show match this time around. It was a lot of fun though, Mitch. We had fun from start to finish. It looked like those guys did as well. We had the massive water bottle, we had Chubba Chubbs man, and we got Mr. Dragon Ball himself.
Chubba Chubbs, man. That's Hitbox. You know, you've done a lot within Valorant, but unfortunately that is now what you're known as. And it's wear it with pride. That's all I'll say.
Well, let's get ourselves back with Freya and Tom and see what's going on. Hey, guys, that was a lot of fun, wasn't it? See?
It was incredible to witness. It could hardly have been any closer, could it, guys? But obviously, congratulations to Team Zonic. They'll be taking 5,000 euros to give to a charity of their choice. And as, guys, we heard before the game, a thoroughly well-deserved charity indeed. But I want to hear from you guys. Tom, who particularly impressed you in that match? Was there, you know, if we're going to give an MVP, who would it be going to?
Oh, see, I was going to go for, well, I think the losing side, Hitbox was, I put him down as like the Mitch maybe. Like he didn't necessarily like win, I guess, but he definitely tried the hardest. Like it looked like he was playing that as a professional match, while everybody else might have just been having a bit more fun.
You know what, Tom? If you compare me to Hitbox in that regard, I see it. You know, the skill, the shots hit. I'm there. I'm with them. I respect it. Thank you. I'm flattered.
You should, yeah, definitely take that one on the chin, Mitch. But of course, thank you guys so much for joining us and watching our show match. Of course, we'll have another one coming our way tomorrow. But don't go anywhere. We have got an absolute showdown for the ages. It's FPX taking on G2 after this break. Grab your drinks, grab your snacks, because we'll be coming back after this break.
It's not fair at all.
What is this?
Nice.
Oh well, unlucky.
Ooh, Haven.
It seems like modern building-ish.
Split, definitely split.
So my guess is CT spawn on split.
När du ska prestera ditt bästa kan små justeringar göra stor skillnad. Varje rörelse, varje vinkel. Och när du rakar dig är det ingen skillnad. Gillettes rakhyvlar är utformade för att anpassa sig till ansiktets konturer. Så oavsett vad som väntar får du alltid ett perfekt resultat. Gillette.
Oh well, unlucky.
It's actually harder than expected.
If I'm correct, I think I usually place a camera here.
Definitely Haven.
If I'm correct, I think this is Haven C site.
You can lock my point already.
Oh wait, no, wait. It could be A as well.
A or C connector, I would say, right?
It must be Haven. Okay, split on B site somewhere. Quad maybe.
What? It's split?
Oh, I had one right at least.
It's not fair at all. See, the guy's flying up to see this texture. How can I answer this?
There are so many green boxes though.
Can I swear in Russian?
I'm gonna be honest with you, I have no idea right now.
Ooh, Haven.
can't be B site on Haven. It can't be C site.
So there's the roof, green boxes.
It can't be A. Oh yeah, it could be everywhere actually.
Or it's B.
Ascent B site.
Whew. It was really hard.
What is this? You don't even look up there. Did he guess B site on Haven? He's so smart. He's much smarter than me.
I will laugh at him after.
I'll take the loss on that one.
We're turning up the heat here at the Blast Twitch Invitational as we've got a showdown for the ages in our final game of the day. European number ones G2 will be taking on the Giants of FPX in our next best of 3 to see who will be making it straight through to the grand final tomorrow and who will be going head to head with Team Liquid to fight for tournament life. Of course, joining me to break down all the action are fabulous analysts and casters Tom, Mitch and James. Tom, this day has just kept on giving in terms of games, and I don't think we're going to be disappointed with this next one.
Yeah, this is basically the grand final. Or we might be seeing this again later in the tournament. These are the two best teams within Europe. Unless Liquid can really step up and prove themselves to be that sort of second best team in the world, this is the rematch we expect to see. FPX have looked incredible, and in this tournament, they've been buffed. If there was a time to beat G2, this is it.
This is going to be such an incredible match. And to make it even more incredible, we actually have the one and only David P joining us ahead of this game. Man, thank you so much for taking the time to join us, David. I just wanted to ask you a quick question, just to compare yourself to some of the other teams in Europe, because you look so far ahead at the moment. You're almost making it look really easy.
Hello? Hear me?
Hey, David, can you hear us?
Yeah.
Yes, we can hear you. Can
I
you
don't
hear us?
know. I feel like we are so much better than the other because we have a great chemistry. I mean, like we complete each other really greatly. Like each other have good ideas. We always trust each other, and yeah, playing with that 5 is amazing.
Now, David, to me, it seems like FPX is the only team you guys actually respect within the region, the only ones that can actually challenge you. What is the biggest thing that you need to look out for today when you're going up against them? Because we talk about this being the FPX patch.
Yeah, that's true. I think like they are the only team that can compete with us. I mean, like they are the only team that propose us a good matchup, and I feel like it's a great game. So what we're gonna do is just focus into the game and play like we do all the time. And I don't know, we're gonna show them that we are better than them, and they are at the second place.
Anything special prepared for them?
No, we never prepare for anything for anyone. We just play and show them that we are better than them.
Oh, I love you, mate. This is brilliant.
We absolutely love to see it. David, thank you for checking in with us. We're not going to keep you a moment longer as we get into our match very, very shortly. Good luck, man.
Thank you.
Fantastic stuff there from the man himself, David P. And I think we actually do really need to start off by talking about him because, you know, we're coming into this new update. Obviously, Sage being nerfed, that's David P's go-to champion. But Mitch, he still actually picked her out in the first map of the day yesterday and proved, you know what, it doesn't matter that she's been nerfed. He's still going to do work with her.
Yeah, David P was coming in saying, Ascent, I'm still picking my Sage. I don't give a damn, right? You can nerf for all you want. He's been dealing with this for the last couple months every now and then, right? They're like, David P, he's too OP. What's he playing? Sage? Yeah, nerf that. Come on, let's get him off it. But he won't stray from his comfort zone. But we saw him for the first time ever actually pick up a breach, and it was a joy to watch. It seems like he just slot straight into this agent that competitively he'd never played before. That's what I love about watching this lineup, because something that obviously we've been talking to Sliggy about over on Liquid, and he's saying how you need to be able to play. I think Angel said the same thing as well, right, in the interview yesterday. You need to be able to play every agent. If you can't, in a game like Valorant, that just doesn't cut it. And look, David P has shown us that he's got the depth to him, but that he can also use an agent that's considered so underpowered at the moment that it's completely out of the meta.
It's absolutely phenomenal. I'm just looking at some of the scoreboard rather from the game yesterday against NIP, and there's only 5 kills separating the top of the scoreboard, which was Ardis, with the bottom of the scoreboard Palitek. And you know, that just is a testament to the teams, you know, their form together. And we talk about it, James, that individual firepower that comes out from each and every one of the players. They will admit it themselves, they're not the most strat heavy team. David even saying in the interview, we don't prepare coming up against teams. That's almost unheard of, James, for a team to be at the top still doing that.
Yeah, this is the thing though, right? They've been at the top for so long, the only way is down unless you just sit there and remain. Now, Carlos, right, the owner of G2, he's always the one that's saying, well, yeah, we're just going to stay at the top forever. Eventually, you're going to be tested, and eventually then you need to rethink it. Now, the one thing I love about G2 is even though they say they don't get the strategy, they don't get the prep in as such as like what other teams do, they're still playing the game a hell of a lot, right? They're still got their fingers on the trigger. They're still understanding how it's all played out, what the current meta is. But it's just, can they deal with what FPX is going to show against them today? This is why this is going to be my favorite match of Valorant in Europe thus far, because finally we actually can see a way that one team might be able to challenge G2 in a serious way. And for me, this right now is where G2, they really get tested on their mental strength as well.
It's going to be an absolutely huge one to be rounding off the day. Of course, we're going to take a look at the maps. It's going to be played out on Tom. What are you making of these picks?
Well, it's always the ban that sort of interests me the most, because like the map that's missing is obviously Bind. Now, obviously G2 having the pick, or the pick of whether or not they ban or pick is going to be very interesting, because Bind is a map for them that is very, very strong. I think they have something like 8 wins in a row on Bind, including 2 victories versus FPX. But they've decided to ban it out here, and that's mainly because FunPlus actually have a very, very good bind themselves. So it's interesting that that's the map they've decided to shy away from. Obviously, when you look at the statistics, Ascent is a map that I think they've played a ridiculous amount of times, 22 times, and they've only lost it twice. Granted, I believe one of them was to FPX. So again, we're showing that these are the 2 teams that have to fear. The thing is, though, when we look at Split, and this is the one that worries me, we've seen a lot of teams start on that defensive side and just run away with it in this tournament. It can be really tough to get those attacker side rounds, and even FPX had a few moments where you go, okay, if it wasn't for Zipan clutching, if it wasn't for Meadow having that 1v3, maybe we even see Liquid come back. Versus a team like G2, you're going to have to make sure you're really solid, because winning those clutches versus a team which is known for clutching, it's not the easiest thing in the world.
It definitely is not. And I do want to just touch on the FPX lineup as well. I know, Mitch, we always harp on about him, but Angel, the man, the myth, the legend, coming over from Counter-Strike, where he's had such a storied career, coming into an entirely new game, an entirely new esports ecosystem, and he's making it work. He is leading his team to victory time and time again. What is so impressive about him and the way that he leads the team, Mitch?
So we talked to Angel before, right? And the thing that blew my mind was, first of all, they came in with a couple days prep, a couple days as a team, and that's even including their zip and go kill run when they were coming through qualifiers. And they came together and they're like, yeah, you know, we don't really expect to be the best in the world right now. We're looking at 6 months down the line or whatever. Dude's number 2 in the world right now, and they're still not happy. They're not only that, but this wasn't their goal. They don't care if they're number 30 as long as they believe they're making progress. That, first of all, is unreal. The other thing he said was that he's never had this in a team before, where he's got these young guys who are, first of all, skilled. Second of all, they're willing to sit back and listen to what he says like it's the Bible. They do not care. What comes out of his mouth is holy scripture, and they'll go along with it till the day they die. And that is what makes them a damn good team. Because combine that with the fact that Angel knows what the hell he's doing, and the fact that you've got Zipan, who's one of the best players, if not the best player right now in Valorant. This is next to impossible to contest this lineup. I mean, it's unbelievable the amount of depth that they have, having been together for just a few weeks, really. It's unreal.
And of course, you were speaking about it there, but Zipan, such a deadly force when we go into that server, James. I know you were speaking about him coming into this tournament, and then again yesterday in their game against Team Liquid, rather. He just looked so dominant. There were so many moments where he was coming in clutch. Is he a player that you're going to be focusing on today?
So I got two players, right? Because we're always talking about Angel, we're always talking about Zipan. And with what you're saying about Zipan, I'm fully on board. He is the star player of this team. He has delivered and continued to improve over and over again. That's what I love about this guy, is that people thought his would have hit his skill ceiling, where he had a lot of room to work with. He had a lot of freedom on his previous team. He comes into this team, it's a bit more of a rigorous regime, as it be, under Angel. And yet he's thriving. He's being utilized in exactly the right way. But for me, the difference maker and the way that I see FPX winning this is Angel and Zipan. They do their thing. They play to this level. But I'm looking at Xiao, the young Xiao stopper. This guy, he can be an absolute beast when he gets going, but he's in this kind of middle ground at the moment where sometimes he's able to pop off and do what we've seen him do before when he was on Party Parrots. But at the moment, he's not just the star player, and there's not all on his shoulders, so he's got to find that room to work with. At times, we've seen it work phenomenally for this team. Other times, he goes a bit quiet. If he can pop off today, G2 are in trouble.
Well, we've got a lot of questions coming into this game, but one thing is for sure, this is going to be a showdown for the ages. We're heading to a quick break, but when we're back, we're going to find out which agents are going to be getting in the server and getting into map number 1. Join us after this.
But let's see how they can lock it down on the defense now, because they've got a huge mountain to climb.
Now let's see if they can lock it down with a super offensive comp. Now look, the Killjoy can actually present a lot of opportunities. Smoke goes through, here's the flash after the turret spots them, swing through, and one found at least for Link. His teammates are cleaning it up. Really well handled, really well done. The ability of Link to play through these smokes that you're going to see him play for.
När du ska prestera ditt bästa kan små justeringar göra stor skillnad. Varje rörelse, varje vinkel. Och när du rakar dig är det ingen skillnad. Gillettes rakhyvlar är utformade för att anpassa sig till ansiktets konturer. Så oavsett vad som väntar får du alltid ett perfekt resultat. Gillette.
Madman, he may have had a slow start, but that's a strong finish, exactly when FPX needed. And he's being smart. He hears the drone. He's not going to be spotted out by it. He doesn't want to give away his position. The question is, both players in the same spot. David P might actually be given a chance with it. Doesn't need to tap onto the bomb yet. Looking to check the location. Finds the first. Looking for the second as well. He's getting it done. David P, he's getting it all the way. Gets the defuse in. It's going to be very close. And he should just be able to have it either way. It's going to be a 2-0 for G2. For Mitch, that was way too close than we should have ever had it.
Yeah, well, absolutely. You got to... Look, Nardus is the kind of player that comes through with pride. What is this? What in the world? They only have pistols, in fairness. So the strat there is to go fast towards B. The problem is you do... Ooh, that's a nice little ult by Ryan. They have a 90% win rate on this map versus the best teams. And NIP, they've not come in looking fresh and new, not to the extent we needed to see from. So 1 into 3, giving back the man advantage for a second, but G2 still behind by 1. It's a 3 versus 4 as they push on into this B site, and they're overwhelmed up close by him, who's able to get a nice little double, who's coming in with confidence, a straight mid push, trying to get up behind them early on as G2 looks for aggressive A control. In fact, they're still looking for it. They lost short, but they just run out on site, and Artis picks up a double. What is this?
This is aggression, this is confidence, this is G2.
So taking down Mixwell, the head-to-head that we wanted to look at earlier, and we're seeing it right there. Into a 3v3 smoke, but Looker wants to go through it. He's looking to push on the back of it, gets a kill up close. David P wrecked as Looker, oh my god, what is that? Pith deleted, and Looker's looking for even more classic in hand. Here comes a TP, free as can be. Looker's got 4, and my god, Nip, pick up another.
We've got a mammoth game on our hands as Angels Men of FPX take on European #1s G2 in our final matchup of the day. They will be fighting for a spot in the grand finals tomorrow, and this series is sure to go the extra mile with so much on the line. Of course, joining me to break everything down, the wonderful Tom, James, and Mitch, and we're going to be jumping straight into our agent picks for this game. So, James, what are you expecting, and what are you seeing so far from the FPX side?
This will stay pretty standard as far as I'm aware, right? I don't expect to see something too crazy out of this. Cypher on Meadow, he's not been a fan of using the Killjoy. Gonna have the Breach on Shadow, which is always nice to see. It should be pretty standard from what we saw from G2 last time as well. The main question is whether Ardis goes up on the Raze, which he likes to do on Split quite a lot, and I do love to see it, because he is a madman when it comes down to it. And Piff actually going for the Cypher, not the Killjoy. Yes, Tom, I completely blanked over that because I'm just so used to seeing it. So actually, for G2, it's not that big of a difference.
Very interesting stuff indeed. Of course, we're seeing Breach being picked by David P as well.
Yeah.
Tom, seems like he's siding a little bit more towards that agent. Obviously, we love what we saw with Sage yesterday, but we did see him picking up Breach, and he was looking very dominant with it.
Yeah, I think it's going to be map dependent. I think now a lot of the time the Sage was used to sort of slow things down, especially on the defensive side. That doesn't really work anymore because they can just break the walls straight up. And yeah, as you can see, the true fanboy has come out to play today. It's Banks supporting the guys at FPX. I don't know. I think that they've definitely on the rise, and I think this is going to be the closest game we've seen today, except maybe the show match, because that was very, very close. But other than that, I think this should be the closest. But realistically, I'm still going to be putting the boys behind Ardis, potentially going to be trying to take that best player in the world, and on this map, he's fierce.
I'm also going to be siding with the G2 side, but of course, James and Mitch, it is time to see who is going to be taking map #1. Guys, take it away.
Oh yes, we are starting on Split. Now, Mitch, this just takes me back, mate, because last time we saw this Split, it was actually looking like FPX were going to take it. Then we saw a bit of that lag out come in, where it was Zipan got caught, and he just had to tweet out afterwards that, well, wait a second, I got a bit of error on the server. It was very unfortunate. We couldn't roll it back. But they were en route to be taking us to a third map. Instead, they went back to the same old play. But this was before the patch. Now we're in the patch. How much has it really buffed them, and how much does it change for G2? I love seeing Ardis on this Raze. It just fits well with his character and the type of player he is. But how's it going to work out this time around? Already a lot of flashes going out at the beginning of this pistol round. Smoke's being deployed by Angel. He likes to cover this out. Oh, Mixwell playing off the side of it. Nicely done, straight up into this. And that's going to put FPX in a rough spot straight off the bat.
It is a strong start for G2. They're going in for a little bit more with the flashes they bought up. The player stuck in the corner. Good kill, but they weren't aware about Shadow. He was sneaking up behind, taking himself a quick little double, and all of a sudden they're back in the game. He even gets an upgrade for himself. That's a worthwhile trade, especially considering Jet was very low on HP. Now into the 3v3, and you look at G2, they're scrambling. They've got a little bit of control on on B, but there's only one player on A side, and he's got to worry about Heaven and the push up through this main part. That's quite a lot of ground to cover by yourself.
Padatek's going to have to come up huge here. He's tucked himself away in the corner. He's going to give his position away just a little bit here. Oh, and does get spotted, but he has dropped down. Nice use of the abilities. He's completely confused. Xiao's able to take him down. This puts us into the 3v2. And Meadow, he's in a great spot. But will it pay off? Piff's making a lot of noise. It's expected, but Piff, he's a monster. He's a madman with it. The right clicks come through. 2 versus 2. Xiao's got to be careful. He gets caught slipping. This is not what they want to see. Shadow all alone, and he's done so much in this round. But can he finish it off? He doesn't quite want to poke into it. He manages to pull off the reload, but Piff lands the headshot. And G2 pick up the pistol. Oh, Xiao, he's going to be kicking himself about that one.
It hurts. It really does, Banks, but you can't do it all yourself, unfortunately. And Xiao, yeah, looking understandably a little bit disappointed. And the reality is, you come into that round, it starts off well for G2. They looked okay. They looked good. Mixwell finding that second kill even, but Shadow pulled it right back. Then they get the control on the A site, and from that point, you're thinking, okay, this has to be theirs. But it was delivered on by G2. They came through with a vengeance for that early fight, and now they've got that first round under their belt. We look at a position where FPX, even with Spike Plant, they can't afford to buy. And so this should just be a nice, clean second. Some teams will go for a force by round 2. I think it's very map dependent. I think it's also very opposition dependent. You know, versus G2, you're probably not winning that force buy. But if you're versus one of the other teams, you know, I don't want to point out anyone in particular, throw them under the bus, but let's say from the top 5 down, you can make those kind of risks.
Yeah, you might be able to get away with it at times against some of these other teams. I get you. I hear you. For G2, though, it's the start they would have wanted. You got to say a lot came down to Piff. If Piff didn't pick up that kill onto Meadow, there's no way they're winning that round. Piff came up huge. He was speeding his way as well. He didn't give a damn. For FPX, it's their slow style. And like Tom was mentioning, right? Starting on your defensive side is a massive buffer on a map like Split.
It can help. It can definitely help out. He's right up in their face. He's looking to just shred them. Been a long time coming, this opening fight, and with 3 players, they've overwhelmed them. They're running out of ammo even. And so with that, okay, it's a good trade. If they can find one more, I'll be pretty happy.
Trying to bait him out on that one. Piff still looking hard. It's able to hold on to the site control. Meadow delivers a mean headshot with the Sheriff, but it's going to take a hell of a lot more of them to manage to make this work. They both poke him at the same time, and Xiao, well, there's nothing he can do within this round. He tries to bait it out on the ult orb, but he's just going to sit back and hang tight and let that timer tick down. He also doesn't want to give away his own death so that G2 can grab themselves the extra ability point.
You know, when you look at Split, it's about 60%, and that's reserve figures, I think, from the previous event, the previous EU admission event, with the top 16 teams in that one. So, yeah, about 60% defender-sided. It's a pretty decent chunk. You know, you're expected to be winning this one out with 8 rounds, maybe up. So, like an 8-4 scoreline for G2 would just be what you come to expect from a defensive side. And so the 2-0 start, keeping it out of the hands of FPX, considering how close it came, is definitely valuable.
Now this is the all-important round. What can Angel get done looking to get the entries into play? Smokes, nades, going to push Panatech away. He's going to bounce back into the B site. Meadow started off on the kill on Mixer. That's a big pickup. And now they've got site control, but Piff's going to hold in the back lines. There's 2 players there, but they've both fallen. Shadows wrecked them. Clean as you like. FPX have found their way in. Oh, this is going to have his position revealed for now.
No way. No way back in. This is a hell of an answer by FPX to come in on the first buy round and not only win it, but win it with 4 players alive. Okay, look, G2 had weaker weapons. Yeah, I'll give you that. But the reality is, either way, they shut it down. They pushed the hardest site to push into a Cypher as well. You're smiling, you're laughing right now if you're FPX. Remember, so Tom's just giving me the stats there in the background for the last 3 events, and it's between 60 and 65%. Well, between 61 and 65%, which again means, you know, 8-4 is a reasonable scoreline if you're a defending side. If you get 9, it's good. If you get 7, it's bad, more or less. But that is very dependent on what kind of matchups we're talking about. It is still a very small sample size, all in all. Maybe Tom can check that for me, how many games altogether those are for across all 3 events. But yeah, I think it's safe to say, you know, considering skill gaps and everything, 60%. So if they win this round, Banks, this is what I'm getting at. If FPX win this round, they are miles ahead of where they should be this early on in the half. And if you apply pressure like that to G2, that's a damn happy place to be at.
I was looking back right when you were doing that, and you're talking about that on the scores we saw. On the attacking side last time around, it was only 3 rounds for FPX, 9 on the defensive side for G2, right? So how you're looking at that is like, yeah, okay, incredibly defensive-sided. But all FPX needs to do is show a little bit more on their attacking side, and the confidence levels can be so high. Remember, these two teams have been avoiding each other throughout all these practice games, back and back. They didn't want to face off against each other. They wanted to keep things hidden. There's a lot to play for. There's a lot on the line. Remember, did we even really touch on it? It's like the fact that G2 just haven't lost the best of 3.
Yeah, it almost feels like that's just common knowledge at this point, right? It's just something that it's almost like saying, you know, Angel plays Brimstone. Everyone knows it. G2 are just untouchable. Oh, David. He wants to do it. He wants to roll that Thunder on in, deafen some opponents, but doesn't look like he's going to be committing to it. In fact, swinging around and seeing, you know what? This is clear. They've given up that control. They've backed on off. I think he was doing that to try and support the site player, the initial rolling Thunder.
Rotation.
But see,
already,
that's because they've realized, right? David P sees, okay, they've got mid aggression, they've got control, and they've left. Why would they do that? Not for a B push. They would only do that if they're going A.
Paratech could get away with doing some huge damage here. Manchester chiming with the first, on the second as well. He's getting it done, but Zipan lands the headshot. It's a slow push in. Mixwell's the only defender. He sprays down 2 while he's completely flashed. Eventually he's taken out, but it doesn't even matter. Piff had already rotated over, and G2 stands strong. FPX will not be getting back-to-back rounds on the board, and they make the right call. They were one step ahead of FPX, who again, they ran that clock right down. Mixwell living the dream, and even the dash out. He knows this map so well.
Nice, let's go. You can see it from Artis. He's happy. He's happy to win that one, as you would be. It's a real gift from above to be coming out on top in that round. And when you take a look at how things have gone down, even with the Marshall that was in play, to be able to come through and deal that damage was a little bit surprising to me. I think it was Patatech, right, that had rotated into play. Had he not have been there and ready to just spam away on distance and landed all 3 hits, that could have spiraled out of control quite quickly. But now we're on a 3-1 scoreline, a position for G2 that obviously looks a little bit comfortable. They lost one where they beat the weapons. They bounced back into the previous even with some disadvantages still. David P, he's launched in on the Rolling Thunder, but they don't get anything for it. In fact, Angel is the one opening that up.
Wow.
Artis falls, and this is falling apart at the seams for G2.
A lot was committed to G2 from that as well. You said about the Rolling Thunder. Patek now needs to come up huge. They're going to come up here. One by one, they start to come through, but Angel will only allow Zipan to fall. The flash is coming up. David P's putting one down, but he can't escape. It's far too much for him to handle, and only Piff remains. 3v1, and this looks like a surefire Fun plus Phoenix round. This is already starting off very differently from how these teams have played split against each other in the past.
The 3-2 is all about context, provided we get there. I'm surprised Pitt's even pushing forward. This guy has been impressive. I think he's been the strongest player in this tournament for G2. Maybe Artis could be definitely argued, but compared to what I'd expect from him in the role that he occupies, his Killjoy has been on fire. When it came down to playing on Cypher as well, in the past, we've seen him be a beast. He's definitely just playing exits now, though. So when you look at 3-2, that's a position where really it's all about context. And the context of FPX's victory is unreal. If they won the pistol and they were 3-2 up, I don't care. That's G2 are still looking favorites. The fact that they lost it out, that they fell behind, and it's been 2 buy rounds now under their belt, this early on Split, the pressure's on G2. They've got to be reactive. Like you said, Banks, the previous time, it was a 9-3 half in favor of G2. And FPX almost took it to an overtime or maybe even a map win.
Now, this is where it gets interesting, though, because all in all, G2 know on paper in their heads, yeah, we are the better team. We know how to handle this. We know what we're up against. But it's how much, like I spoke about when we were talking about the pregame, right? It's the mentality. That's what it's definitely going to come down to. Because a loss here for FPX is just normal, right? It's just, okay, cool. We're sat in the same position. We're still working on this. It's G2 who have got the crown. It's G2 that need to hold on to that. And Mixwell, well, starting off and taking down Zipan, that's a big scalp to take. And Artis playing close range with the judge is very dangerous for these FPX players. They start to poke round and he still gets it done. Artis, cheeky. He's going to be spammed up. He might even be able to try and go in for another kill, but Shadow, he's got other ideas about it now. Already Patatech's worked his way over, but he needs to be careful as well. He's heavily outnumbered and just will back away.
not worth committing towards that fight. But Mixwell, he goes in for it, punished, as the stun to the right side prompts David P to swing wide. He thinks he can catch an early flank, but instead he catches bullets right between his teeth. And unfortunately, it doesn't quite work the way it does in cartoons. You can't stop it. It's not possible. They tested it. I saw them.
Oh, nice.
Pith, though,
Timing.
he's busting up some heads. He's shut down Shadow.
That's huge as well. It's completely stopped what they were trying to do. It's giving him extra information. But they're going to at least ignore the B site for now. They're expecting that the push would have continued here. Piff will have his camera set up, but it's not going to give him all the vision of the site. Like, doesn't have it? It's not.
Away.
Yeah.
There, they've seen the recon. They know it's here. They know this is a push to the B side. It has to be. The rotates are on their way. They'll be ready for an early retake. I don't think they can deny this spike plan. Surely not. No. He's now safe behind the box. Might catch him when he pops his head up. There we go.
Oh, beautiful stuff. I think it was Tom that put Piff as the MVP, right, on the first game that we saw. And rightly so. This man, whether it was Killjoy, whether it was Cypher, he plays it smart. He plays it steady. There was a time where a lot of people were saying Piff actually doesn't fit within this team. Well, actually, he's proven it. He's looking strong. He's looking good. His individual level's standing strong. He never overcommits, right? He'll just know when to hang back. He'll know when to keep it chill.
Yeah, Pith made a really interesting point, actually, in those interviews beforehand. I hadn't actually realized before that the last time NIP were #1 in the world, he was on the lineup. There you go. It's a fun fact. But since his time on NIP and Counter-Strike, it was that Pith hasn't really done anything, has he? So coming into Valorant, there was no reason to suspect that. And it's similar to Patatek, right? That, okay, yeah, they'll probably be all right at best. They've come in and just been like, oh, yeah, we're gods at this game. Like, don't worry about it. We've been mediocre the last 2 years in Counter-Strike, but here we are. No, we own it. We're #1. It's unreal. The change around of it. These games just, I feel like there's a combination of multiple things. There's the barrel spotted. Good shot by Mixwell. He dashed out of there as well, even full blind.
Yeah, Mixwell, he's got his positioning down perfectly. He knows what's up. And this is where FPX need to be able to get those refrags in. They can't keep going down a man early on, because just think, a couple of rounds now, they would have had the man advantage when it's got down to the wire. It's got right down to the end of it all. Now, Mitch, how many attacking rounds do you think FPX realistically need to have to stand a solid chance at actually taking this? What number are you going to give them for finding that success, considering how close it got last time around?
I think if they get 5, they're happy. They're over the moon if they hit 5. 4 is like their goal. I think anything past that is wild success. Considering how strong the defense is. Here we go. The ult through, but it's dodged and returned by Artis. He doesn't get anything either, but the head is connected, and that's all they needed. Meadow trying desperately to pull it back, but it's a 2v4, and they've got no access to the site with 3 players in position.
Oh, Piff. He's got the information, but he's not going to find the kills. Meadow's able to deal with him, but Meadow is super low now. Mixwell playing towards the back of the site. He's going to try and land this shot. He's a bit low himself. Misses the first. That's less than ideal. He gets blinded off the back of it. Oh, Patatek swings just as Shadow gets caught by the tripwire. And it's just not looking good for FPX. They look lost and confused in the site, and the time was running out.
This has been a back and forth round, an interesting one in a way. We saw a small chance for FPX to swing into things. But all in all, the fact that Mixwell got that kill, the fact he dashed out immediately, it shows the positioning of a Jett and how important it is. I really like that. The fact that even though he couldn't see, he knew that if he dashed directly to his right because of the angle he's holding, he's back into safety. And that's what we needed to see. It's something that I think it was Looker who was playing a little bit too loose for my liking when we saw him on Haven. He kept pushing down C long to the point that if you dash back, you're not actually safe. I think that's the whole benefit of a Jett in the start of the round looking for those picks, is that you can do that. That's why, like on Haven, I prefer seeing Jett on a long, at least if you're starting, or on mid, to look for those picks. On this map, there's a lot of angles you can hold with it. And you can see that also Mixwell is being quite versatile with where he's playing. Previous round, it was this side of mid over towards B. Now he's playing A long. Keeping it changing. And I prefer as well when you're up against these that was a pre-fire. There's no way his reaction time is that fast. I refuse to believe that.
Oh, he's having a field day now, though. He'll enjoy it. He'll chill on it. Okay, they're not up against much, right? It's heavily in G2's favor. But still, beautiful to see little shots like that. Nice little dink coming out there. Patitech put on to 5 health. The most unlucky, isn't it, that distance?
Then nothing sucks more, man, than sheriffing someone. You get the headshot and you're like, wait, why is he still shooting me? What? Why is he not dead? 145 and 1. Sucks. Yeah, you know, just wanted to quickly mention before that push came in, the fact that Mixwell changed positions over towards A long, I don't think was a coincidence. Keeping range when you're up against pistols is more important than anything. I think when you come into that angle versus rifles, it's just another angle. But versus the pistols, it gives you a massive advantage. For example, the 145 headshot will come through if they did hit you with the Sheriff because of the range. Yeah. And those kind of things are important because if you see him hold mid, he can get overwhelmed very quickly when they've got pistols in the faster plays.
Mixwell nearly landed that shot. Then a few bullets come out towards him and he has to back away. Losing his armor and getting put down to not too low a health, but less than ideal for him to play off with. FPX haven't had too much of a focus around A. It's been the mid and B plays over and over again. Shadow with Meadow have got up quite far, pushed up on the ramp. This might give them an opportunity. Artist has come all the way around. Will he expect 2 players to be there? He's instantly taken out. An advantage goes in favor of FPX, and this is exactly what they want, but they need to capitalize on it. They need to hold on to it all. The push coming in. Patitech needs to be very careful. The tripwire's dealt with, and the full push is coming in. The rotation's being called, and G2 are making their way to A. Still 40 seconds to go, and FPX, they can always throw a curveball into the mix. Mixwell waiting for someone to step into his side. Oh, great use of the ults, forcing everyone out of positions. Mixwell can't challenge it just yet. Oh, but Patitech double kills, managing to lock it down. Mixwell's hungry for more, but it's now all on Zipan. It's a 1v1. He's got 1 player to find. It's Piff. He's been huge for G2 so many times, and he does it once again. You can rely on him every single time. Even when it was looking so good for FPX, it just isn't enough. The coordination, the timing, it was all there for FPX. But Patitech, he was the game changer.
Unreal spray controlled by Patitech. I mean, look at David P and how happy he was. You could hear the scream of joy. And really, I'm not surprised. That round was nuts. Mixwell overextended a little bit. He definitely got a little bit too eager to get that second kill with the off. But Pith was there to trade it out. And fantastic work all in all done. 7-2. Again, it's looking good, but we have to remember FPX are not down and out of it yet. You might be sitting there going, oh, well, G2 have got it right. They're dominating. 60%, man. I mean, FPX came back and almost won the game considering a 9-3 first half last time they met here. If Zipan didn't have 100% loss when he got pushed in rope room.
Oh, if only. If only.
For sure a different game. But it is how it is sometimes. Now's their chance for revenge. And if FPX can just manage to win 1 buy round, get themselves up to 3, they're still in with a chance. If they hit 4 before the end of this, they're pretty happy. You know, they're already in a better spot than last time, right?
And look at how G2 mixed it up, though, right? Sometimes we're seeing David P get a bit aggressive. Right now, we're seeing Artist throw out all his utility. He's making it work, and he's pushing FPX back. He's done a nice bit of damage to both the Raze and the Sova. He's an absolute nuisance to deal with. And FPX, they feel like they're getting someone. They feel like they can push on something. And they're met with the full force of the rest of the members. David P needs to be careful on the edge of the flames. Only loses a little bit of health, though. And Rolling Thunder comes into play. Shao trying to make it work with the Hunter's Fury. But all that's happening is the rest of his teammates are going down. Artist onto Angel. He doesn't even know what's going on around him. It's a 5v2. And FPX, they have been halted at every step of the way.
Angel's just stood in a smoke in that round and gets smacked in the face by a showstopper. That's the worst way to go. I hope we get a replay of his cam. I don't reckon he was all too happy when that one went down. They're hunting him. They're coming after Shao. They don't want him to save over this weapon, and pow! There he goes, knocked out of the round. And a good hunt by G2. The weapons just taken out of the hands of FPX, and even when they're in their hands, they don't seem to be doing too much. Right now, this is looking like the G2 show. They're looking confident. And, you know, some of these rounds have come close but no cigar.
I like to see it. Angel getting that tactical timeout in play. Start to talk things through. They know they can do better than this. Last time around, there was heavy reliance on both Xiao and Zipan to deliver a savage amount of kills. So far in this, we're not quite seeing that same form shown. And that's a huge problem, right? We speak about Zipan, we speak about Angel all the time, but I need Xiao to be that point man. If FPX want to stand a chance in this, he needs to get that next level that we've seen from him ever so often activated.
So 1 out of 2 of their tactical pauses used over on the FPX side. 30 seconds each is where we rock with them. And after that conversation, I'm wondering what we're going to see from the boys. As they come in with just pistols, is this going to be a more pointed and overwhelming strategy? No, at the moment, it's a shift through middle. They've left the spike behind with players outside A and B watching for pushes. This is a very grounded round. They don't want to give too much away to their opponents. Oh no! The rifle's taken down. They're shut out of the A site. Great early aggression by G2 as the smokes fade. And that is demotivating.
More demotivation comes their way. Artis is stood there ready and waiting. He may be slapped eventually by Xiao, but it doesn't really matter for now. He's all alone. It's 4v1, and the 9th round is easily secured by G2, dominating stuff from start to finish. And sometimes this over, right? It makes sense on many other maps when we look at what Xiao can deliver, but for a map like Split, I'm just not sold on it being necessary.
Yeah, you're not a Sova fan of this map. I mean, I can see it when it comes to split play. Actually, if you go back to the Valorant Clash, right, the level Clash 2, the previous Ignition series for EU, which again had a lot of teams and thereby a lot of games. It was 5 plays of split and not one Sova pick. So that's a pretty telling statistic. Artis, oh my, he's just ran out on mid. He's looking for a fight. He got one, but it maybe didn't go the way he wanted.
1 for 1. Always going to benefit the attack inside as they continue to push on forward. David P's trying to escape. Meadows taking out Mixwell, but Piff, he's waiting in the wings. He's down below. He pops the ult, and he wants to ensure that this is going to be a dominant first half. 3v2 in G2's favor. But David P is incredibly low. Piff still hanging down below, but he's not done yet. He is just cleaning them up. FPX don't have the answers, and Xiao's confidence is just not there. He's not even pushed on it. He was waiting in the wings. He wasn't ready to move forward, and he can't move forward now. They're just spamming him up. So unlucky, so unfortunate. It's going to take something incredible from this young man to try and grab this round for his team, but that's the start they would have wanted. But that was David P, who was already very low. Patatek's already starting to rotate over. But Piff, he's been Mr. Consistent. The MVP from the first game, as told by Tom. A dominant 10-2 scoreline here, Mitch. From start to finish, G2 showed up, and they did one better than the last time these two teams faced off on Split. The changes that are supposed to be the FPX buff have not come into play yet. And it looks like frustration is starting to mount from some of these camera shots and how it all goes down. We'll be going to a break, and then we'll be coming back to see if G2 can continue this domination or if FPX can battle back.
It's not fair at all.
What is this?
Nice.
Oh well, unlucky.
Ooh, Haven.
It seems like modern building-ish.
Split, definitely split.
So my guess is CT spawn on Split.
Between ramp and T-spawn. Yeah, I almost guessed it.
No! So close, so close.
But it's unfair. You're like showing me the building which not even on the map.
That's a hard one though.
It's fine. 1 point for a split, right?
Oh yeah, this is Ascent, I think.
It's Inferno, of course.
I'm 100% sure on this one. A-long, I think, yeah, should be.
What maps do we have? Split, Heaven, Bind, Ascent. Okay, yeah, let it be A-long.
Yeah, that's yeah.
Yeah, it's A-long for us. Nice, nice.
Ooh.
And I'm 95% sure I was aiming through these flowers, like, to find an arrow.
It's a hard one.
But now I need to remind myself what map it was and where it is.
I'm thinking a center bind.
Oh, flowers.
This one was super hard.
It should be bind. I don't know why, but I think flowers is all around bind.
Or Haven maybe actually. A main, like close to A main.
Tunnel, basically. Entrance to tunnel. There is only one tunnel.
I'm gonna guess like outside of A main on Haven.
No, it's long. No.
Oh well, unlucky.
It's actually harder than I expected.
If I'm correct, I think I usually place a camera here.
Definitely Haven.
If I'm correct, I think this is Haven Seaside.
You can lock my point already.
Oh wait, no, wait. It could be A as well.
A or C connector, I would say, right?
It must be Haven. Okay, split on B side somewhere. Quad maybe.
What? It's split?
Oh, I had one right at least.
It's not fair at all. See, the guy's flying up to see this texture. How can I answer this?
There's so many green boxes though.
Can I swear in Russian?
I'm gonna be honest with you, I have no idea right now.
Ooh, Haven.
Can't be B site on Haven, it can't be C site.
So there's the roof, green boxes.
It can't be A. Oh yeah, it could be everywhere actually.
Or it's B.
Ascent B site.
Whew. It was really hard.
What is this? You don't even look up there. Did he guess B site on Haven? He's so smart. He's much smarter than me.
I will laugh at him after.
I'll take the loss on that one.
One round better for G2 this time on Split when they face off against a new and improved FPX. But are they really new and improved? They looked so good yesterday, but no one seems to be able to stand up to G2. Piff has been looking incredible so far this tournament. He won the MVP of the first game for G2, and he could be on for a bit more of that if he keeps this going. The clutch plays, the smart plays. He is just overall Mr. Consistent right now. And FPX, if they don't get this pistol, it's potentially match point straight away for G2, who are looking large and in charge once again, Mitch.
Yeah, they absolutely are. They're proven. Now, this is the #1 team in Europe right now, and they are not taking any questions on #2 stepping up to take that man. We are looking at a...
Oh, Shadow!
Nice. Shadow, what was that, man?
Let's
Nice
go.
one. He's looking for more. He's not finding any victims, and he's so low, but Meadows there doing the work in the back lines as Artis comes in for more. At 2 versus 1, the Sova trying to pull this back. Xiao up on top on the rafters. He's all the way in the corner. Oh, he's pulled off the angle, but he's still got the chance. Hasn't been peaked just yet. He might catch him off guard, but that was so bad. So he's walking backwards. That means when Artis comes around, he'll see his shoulder kind of slowly fading away. So he gets that info for free before he's ever spotted.
Incredible pistol round, very back and forth, some beautiful ghost shots coming out there. But G2, they take it. And if they get this next, they'll be on map point. The G2 domination doesn't stop. And the G2-0 theme could continue here. Question is, for how long will it go on for? FPX, they're going to force their way up into this. We've seen many crazy plays from that judge on Xiao. Will it work out this time around? G2 taking it slow and steady to start off with.
They found my wire.
And I wouldn't go for an explosive play just yet.
Yeah, there's no need. Ooh. Certainly not against these kind of weapons. Meadow shutting down David P on range already with the Bulldog. Zipan's up close, and we've seen him do this before so many times. I think he got an ace in this position, at least a 4K before with the judge, but this time it's a little harder. Great read by Mixwell. Great job on the wide swing. And with that, oh, they need to check below. The Stinger could come through, but hold on. They're actually leaving. They're not looking for B. Instead, rotating into the A site. This is so smart. But Mixwell's control, he's got a very early flank if he is, or if he's not challenged, or if he is, a position that could catch them off guard. They've been stopped, though.
Wow. Straight onto Meadow. Mixwell, well aware of what's going on, and they're just going to bundle back towards the B site. No problem at all for G2 to get in there. Shadow's trying to catch him. He hears it, he sees it, but he can't fire any shots just yet. He'll start off with one, but he needs a lot more than that. Waits for his team's backup, but Patatek's there to take the fight. Xiao's going to be able to do one better for now, but it's still an even Stevens duel. Angel! What sheriff shots? That's what they needed. That's making the magic happen. But my oh my, it's still so close. You can't rely on things like that time and time again. It will be a third round secured, but look at the uphill battle ahead of him here.
That's it, Banks. That is a lifeline delivered. It is being handed to them in that sense. I don't think they're going to feel comfortable after a round win like that. You won't hear any hip hip hoorays going down. This is all a real thankful position they're in that they've been given this opportunity. That swing by Mixwell was so well read. Yeah. I mean, they clearly know what they're up against in this FPX team, realizing that, you know what, there's probably a judge up close, at least a shorty. Someone's waiting. And especially after they'd seen that Bulldog, right? As soon as they spotted it, they're like, all right, so we're talking judges now. We're talking real weapons.
Oh, Mixwell straight in and pop the ult. He doesn't want to allow any momentum to be gained here for the side of FPX. They're straight into the B site. Zipan hoping to make some magic happen, but he puts the boombot out and gets shot in the back. Artist was there ready and waiting. Mixwell's getting up close and personal, and he's not finished yet. He's going in with the knives, but Angel wants to put an end to it. The FPX team are trying to push back, but it's coming down to these duels. There's a lot of 1v1 fights going in. He's on the hunt. He's trying to make it work, but Shadow got to be cautious. Working his way through. David P's position is going to be known now, so no flank attempt to come in here. He's dealing away with it, but he's not going to get any kills. Angel up high. He's got Xiao to back him up. They're trying to pop the ult down. Patatek smartly gets the hell out of there. Both players need to start making a move. They need to get on top of that spike. Oh, the ult is up already. It's getting done. Oh, it's just not possible. It's going to go the way of G2. And Artist, he manages to make it happen in style. The ult and so much committed. He's loving life. He's smiling large. And G2 are one round away from absolutely humiliating FPX on Split.
This was so good. The molly came through. He took so much damage, I thought it was over, but the nade, he bounces it perfectly to Angel's feet. And that is a close round, but that little smile from Mixwell sums it up. They're happy. They're definitely dominating. And FPX have got a whole lot to do to get back into this one. This is, we talk about this map being defensive-sided. Well, when we're talking about the amount of rounds they need, 9 in a row, I think it might be a little bit too big of an ask, Banks.
Yeah, this is crazy. G2 are making a statement right now that you may think it might be a meta for a certain team. You may think a buff might come your way. You may think a nerf will affect us in one way. But they are showing us that they are just a capable, confident team of individuals who know what they're doing when it comes to this game. People talk about the competition in Europe, right? And yeah, lack of orgs being here and stuff like that. But we have some incredibly skilled players that are putting in massive amounts of time and work. But right now, G2, they are just a whole nother level above everyone. Ooh, Shadow. Spotted it.
There's a great amount of flashes coming out from Shadow, but he needs to deliver some kills. Xiao's already being dropped, and Shadow's left alone on the back of the side. Angel's coming through to try and provide a little bit of support, but he goes down. So too does Shadow, and it might have started out with Xiao picking up the opening duel, but now they've got to come all the way back into a 2v4. Zipan, just a Sheriff in play. He's doing okay damage to Patatek, but the blast packs aren't enough to even make him one hit to the Sheriff. This is tough.
Oh, dear.
Time is low. Spike's on the site, though, so no problem. And a 1v4 that just cannot be won. What has happened, Banks? 13-3 on FPX's map pick.
FPX, like Tom mentioned, when it comes to the veto and how it works, the higher seed gets the chance. Bind being taken away forces them onto their second choice of Split. We expected a tight game, but it wasn't meant to be. G2 dominate from start to finish, and they make it look oh so easy. Possibly looking like the easiest game so far in the tournament. A dominant win here, and going on to the map pick of G2, FPX will be shaking in their boots. We'll be going to a break, and when we come back, Freya, Mitch and Tom will be breaking all of this down and trying to understand how it is even possible to stop G2.
Hello, I am Meadow, and I'm here with Angel from... Wait.
You're Meadow.
Okay. Today we're going to play Signature Shootouts. Signature Shoutouts. The aim of the game is I'm going to read as many voice lines of agents as I can in 60 seconds, and we will see how many he will get right.
Hi, we're experienced travelers passing through.
När du ska prestera ditt bästa kan små justeringar göra stor skillnad. Varje rörelse, varje vinkel. Och när du rakar dig är det ingen skillnad. Gillettes rakhyvlar är utformade för att anpassa sig till ansiktets konturer. Så oavsett vad som väntar får du alltid ett perfekt resultat. Gillette.
Was it great, Meadow? And we'll see how many Meadow will get right. Are you ready?
I am ready.
Now I know how annoying my healing can be.
Sage!
Yes. Oh, the little machines need help? Take your time. We Radiant still start without you.
Killjoy?
No.
Pass then.
I added hahaha. Remember, stay out of the fire. Super high level tactic, remember it, yeah?
Brimstone?
Fire.
Phoenix?
Yes. Breach, clear our path. Will keep us safe along the way. Who will keep us safe?
Sage?
Yes.
Nice nod!
Yes, they call me a monster. Shall I prove them right?
Pass.
Why?
What?
There's only one hero that's called a monster.
Viper?
Yes. The poor place. It clings to life. A city after my own heart.
I have no idea, what do you mean?
Then pass. Keep giving us visions, Sova.
Yet.
Pass.
Pass. That's super hard.
It's really hard. Make sure you're following Blast for more content.
One more side, nice. Go city, go city.
One more elbow, minus 40.
Bomb is here.
I know. Give him some.
Nice.
Let's go!
Let's go, boys.
A brutal performance from G2 to seal Split in the first game of the series. FPX will lose out on their map pick, but Angel's Men will have one more chance at redemption. It comes in the form of Ascent, and if they have any hope of halting the G2 train, the time to step up is now. But Tom, on that G2 side, they have just gone from strength to strength. And although FPX, they did fight hard, it just doesn't seem like anything is going to match the individual prowess of G2.
Yeah, I think something that worked really, really well for them was that a lot of the rounds that came out from FPX were relatively slow. And you could see how proactive a lot of the players were being. This, in my eyes, is just how to basically play on the defensive side. Like, if you look at some of the stuff we saw out of, like, the Cypher, for example, in some of those slower rounds, but more so if you watch how David P and Artis actually played this match, it was really impressive because they're constantly probing, they're constantly peeking. You can even see that from Mixwell as well. So when you actually look at some of the, like, latter round stages, you go, wait, they've got 4 players on that side, or, oh, they've already rotated 2 extra people in. And it's because they gave them that extra time. Then you switch over to the attacking side, the little amount that there was, and you see a polar opposite. G2, one of the rounds just went, right, we're going to blast straight into the B site. We're going to do it within the first 15 seconds of the round. And they weren't ready for it. And I think that was the one thing that kind of let me down a little bit for FPX. I don't know if you agree, Mitch, that they didn't actually switch up the pace, I feel, enough to really catch off the side of G2 in many of these rounds.
Yeah, 100%. I'm with you on that one. It did feel like this was a very slow, a lot of respect given to G2, and that is not what you want to do. You come in giving them space, they're going to capitalize on it, and no one more than Artis. This guy, he pops off. And look, James always says it. Tom, hopefully you won't disagree with me there. It is James that says it, right? About Artis when it comes through to Raze, right?
Everyone says it.
Everyone says it, but no, James loves it whenever you see Artis on the Raze. He talks about it all the time. We've had games in the past where Artis is picking Sova, and he's like, oh, Artis is on Raze because he wants it so much. But this is why, dude. He is unbelievable. This guy just bangs out players. It's unreal. And watching Artis play this game, it just makes me scratch my head. Where was this in Counter-Strike? Where was this Artis? He is so damn good. It's unbelievable.
It's absolutely phenomenal. Of course, we see him in the interviews being so confident. You know what? I don't even care because that translates into the server. He can deliver time and time again. But one of the other players that's really been delivering for the G2 side is Pyth. He's, like, as you were saying, Mitch, one of the strongest players in the tournament so far. What were you so impressed with him on this map, Mitch?
You know, when I look at Pyth, okay, he didn't deliver the top of the scoreboard performance, right? When you're 13-3, you could have -1 kill. I wouldn't give a damn. The reality is, Pyth is a really smart player. When it comes to knowing when it's time to push and when it's time to back off a little bit and play that safer role, he does it. I think he's probably one of the players when it comes to ciphers that I would match up with Meadow as being some of the smartest, most disciplined players in this game right now. For me, Pyth hasn't delivered anything near that day one when it came to Ascent. He was untouchable. But it's the consistency. And for this lineup in this tournament, I think he has been the most consistent player.
He really has indeed. I know, Tom, you wanted to break down a specific round from Pyth that we saw in that map. What is going on here and why is it so important?
It's just evidence of how Pyth is unkillable. Like that's all this round really shows, is that he gets put in a position where most of the time he should be dead. Like, look at this corner. It's so filthy. And then he just used basically all of his abilities, a cage as well to give him a one-way angle. In the meantime, he's popped another cage into main so that the opposing team can't actually peek against him. And it's that. Just the perfect timing on it. His teammate can't do anything because in the meantime, I think James actually said it, that, oh yeah, Xiao doesn't actually push here. That's because for half of this moment, he was stuck behind another cage that he managed to pop halfway through the fight. It just makes things so very awkward for all the players pushing onto his position. And meanwhile, he then goes on to kill 4 people, which, wow, that in itself is hard enough. But just the fact that he was the first man defending this site and then comes out as the person to close the round at the end, what do you do against that? Because it wasn't like everybody was out fragging or like they were all trading kills. It was just one man basically going, right, you're going to peek me here, so I'm going to put this up. No, you're not allowed to push over here because I put this in the way. And if you want to try and get into this, you have to clear this angle first. And I'm in this corner. It's just like you have a million things to calculate. And he just goes, easy round, see you later, I'm done.
It's such a smart, calculated approach, isn't it, Mitch? I know we've sort of been harping on about him time and time again. He's just looked so damn good.
Yeah, you know, one of the things that kind of surprised me was FPX's first successful round was a straight push through onto a Cypher. They were getting very aggressive. They got the control, and it looked good. And I'm thinking, all right, and it's exactly like Tom said, here's the pace. Here's where they start coming through and delivering it to G2 and not giving them the space to really play around. And then that was the last fast round we saw. Everything else was just, let's take it slow. Let's look for the picks. And I respect it. And it worked perfectly versus Liquid. Absolutely. But when you come up against G2, it's just, you saw it again and again. Artis would push into middle. He'd get 1 kill and die. And you're thinking, all right, so you've been punished for that, right? Basically how your brain works, you do something, you get punished, you go, oh, I won't do that again, is you're supposed to learn from it. Artis goes, I'm going to push B then. It's like, no, it's not how it's supposed to work. But this guy just doesn't stop. And when you're against a team like that where you play slow, as soon as they get the info on roughly where you are, they're pushing behind you. They're getting in your face. In most cases, Artis going, they're outside B, I'll push B then. All right, cool. Like, that is just a really hard play style to play against. I think it's similar to what Hip was saying about playing versus G2. The NiP player, where he was saying it's just so difficult because they don't play Valorant the way that you should play Valorant, but it works.
It's incredible to witness. And Tom, if you're FPX going into map number 2 of Ascend, this is obviously G2's map pick, what do they need to be doing on this map if they have any hopes of taking it to a third?
I don't think that if you're FPX, you're going to be too worried about this. Like they literally managed to beat them on this map in the last tournament, and because of that, going into the grand final, we actually saw G2 ban this map just to make sure that they didn't actually go down in the same way. So they've done it before, they can do it again. I think they need to shut down Patitek early because it's him and Artis again. They're going to be pressuring them into middle on their attacking side. Luckily, I think this time they're going to start on the defense, so they might get a little bit more time to sort of build into the game, because that's the rough thing with Split. I don't just want to harp on them too much. If you start on the attacking side of Split and it doesn't go well, chances are it's like an old style nuke. You're done.
Well, we'll be seeing if history will repeat itself. FPX have one more chance to take this series to a third map and make it all the way to the grand finals the easy way. We'll be going to a quick break. When we are back, it's Ascent coming your way.
But let's see how they can lock it down on the defense now, because they've got a huge mountain to climb.
Now let's see if they can lock it down with a super offensive comp. Now look, the Killjoy can actually present a lot of opportunity. Smoke goes through, here's the flash after the turret spots them, swing through, and one found at least for Link. His teammates are cleaning it up. Really well handled, really well done.
You are under a misconception that you are our most valuable asset. You are not. Oh my God. Who do you think you are?
I'm Stormfront. I'm the new girl.
Noted.
What do we do now? This is a war. We're gonna take her down. Well, I think this is going great.
And he's being smart. He hears the drone. He's not going to be spotted out by it. He doesn't want to give away his position. The question is, both players in the same spot. David P might actually be given a chance with it. Doesn't need to tap onto the bomb yet. Looking to check the location. Finds the first. Looking for the second as well. He's getting it done. David P, he's getting it all the way. Gets the defuse in. It's going to be very close. And he should just be able to have it either way. It's going to be a 2-0 for G2. For Mitch, that was way too close than we should have ever had it.
Yeah, well, absolutely. You got to... Look, Artis is the kind of player that comes through with pride. What is this? What in the world? They only have pistols, in fairness. So the strat there is to go fast towards B. The problem is you do... Ooh, that's a nice little ult by Ryan. They have a 90% win rate on this map versus the best teams. And NIP, they've not come in looking fresh and new. Not to the extent we needed to see from them. Fearoth has just swung into 3, giving back the man advantage for a second. But G2 still behind by 1. It's a 3 versus 4 as they push on into this B site, and they're overwhelmed up close by him, who's able to get a nice little double, who's coming in with confidence, a straight mid push, trying to get up behind them early on as G2 look for aggressive A control. In fact, they're still looking for it. They lost short, but they just run out on sight, and Artis picks up a double. What is this?
This is aggression, this is confidence, this is G2.
So taking down Mixwell, the head-to-head that we wanted to look at earlier, and we're seeing it right there. Into a 3v3. Smoke, but Looker wants to go through it. He's looking to push on the back of it, gets a kill up close. David P wrecked as Looker. Oh my God, what is that? Pith deleted, and Looker's looking for even more. Classic in hand. Here comes a TP, free as can be. Looker's got 4, and my God, NiP pick up another.
G2 would seal map number 1 of Split. But the dream is not dead for FPX just yet. Ascent is coming up next, and the only map separating G2 from the grand finals tomorrow. The lion's share of 50,000 euros is on the line, and this is the game that just keeps on giving. Speaking of which, gentlemen, Ascent coming up next. James, I want to get your opinions on what kind of agents we're going to be seeing coming into this, because David P, he did pick out Sage on this very map yesterday. I'm wondering whether you think that will be coming back into play.
Yeah, I think it's likely that we might actually see him stick with this, right? I can't see them needing to change it around. Maybe they just see it on Ascent that they can stick with a standard play, but does it change because they're going up against FPX? Now, we've got 2 logos saying G2, which means guess at the bottom is going to be FPX. But for me, I don't see there's going to be too much of a massive change coming out here. I think if G2 are so comfortable with it, the fact that David P did it last time around, I don't think it matters what team they're going against. I think that's just how they want to play, and that's what they're going to be sticking to.
Ooh, where's the Killjoy?
Yeah, and no Killjoy either. So they're just they're going full standard.
Yeah, they're reverting it. They're pretending like they're in last summer. I appreciate it. Appreciate it. Stick to what worked before. And the same thing happening over towards the other side. In fact, that's kind of got me excited. Shadow's gone for a breach. Now, we actually don't see breach at all here. It literally had a 0% pick rate coming into previous tournaments and this one. So, quite exciting that we're going to see breach played through on this.
Yeah, it is indeed. Tom, what are you making of that pick? Do you think that has a potential to kind of shake this game up?
Well, we have seen it before. Interestingly, though, it was by Scream. Like when he had that tournament where he basically just played through as a breach, and it worked. Like especially if you look over to that A site, I think there's so much opportunity for his fault line to catch people off trying to be aggressive. And I think with how G2 play, I think a breach really could work for them. And with how buffed it is, how good Shadow actually is with a breach, I'm actually really excited to see how he gets it working. Because as we sort of saw with Scream, he didn't enjoy it, whereas evidently with Shadow he does.
Yeah.
Well, we're not going to wait a second longer to be getting into the action. It's map number 2. It's getting underway. James and Mitch, take it away.
Oh, it's time to see if G2 can just dominate with the G2-0 style. FPX on the back foot, dropping their map pick. Ascent is certainly a map that both teams can play, Mitch, right? But it's G2 who are just on a whole other level. They adopted this map early on when many teams just refused to take it into their map pool, which really for me and you, right, is just an excuse because with only 4 maps, you're comfortable on all maps at this point.
Yeah, well, exactly, right. When it comes down to the top 5 teams, the top 10, I'd argue, there shouldn't be maps that they're uncomfortable with. But I think when it comes to this map in particular, it's just like G2 are so much better than everybody else out there. It's not even funny. One of their losses was Vodafone Giants, and like I'm pretty sure that they just underestimated them massively. And by the time they realized, oh, this seems legit, it was too late. David P's opened it up straight away. A little bit of aggression. He walled himself up and got the kill on the side. Angel, what is that? A triple quad kill. He has shut them down. Oh my word.
My man. Angel just out here turning the tables on G2 on that pistol. Look at that smile. And rightly so. Like, okay, first one, yeah, good. And then they just keep on coming. He even gets the reload in, and then boom. David P is the next to fall. Angel, well, he's not giving G2 a chance to get anywhere near that B site.
Hey, he's sending them up to his brothers and sisters. He's sending them to heaven. That's where they're going. That was ridiculous. Meeting the other angels. Wow. I don't know what the hell I just witnessed. Tapping away, taking every kill. I love it.
That's how you get hyped for an opening round. And Meadow, he wants to bring some hype of his own. He's found himself 3. Zipan runs out with a boom bot. Mixwell doesn't expect it. And Piff is all alone. He's got a spike, a classic, and a dream. And that dream is to last longer than the time may give him. If he can last another 30 seconds, I'll be impressed. Because if you're FPX, you just go on the hunt right now, don't you? You just fully go charge at him.
Well, exactly. You just get on up in their face, take the kills, but yeah, they're taken away, and not much going to be happening. Angel coming through with another kill on that Ghost.
Just give him a ghost. He doesn't need nothing else, clearly.
Exactly.
Ooh, that was a masterclass pistol.
Give him a Ghost, and he's a Wraith. I tell you, he makes his enemies scream like a banshee. Shout out the Halo fans.
That was really good, actually. Yeah, you're taking me for a bit of a trip down memory lane.
Oh, well, this is one hell of a way to start a game, Max, isn't it? The 4K, the 3K from Meadow in that round, they're hyped. They're ready to go.
So the interesting part here, remember, and I'm not sure if you guys covered it on the desk, I was just trying to munch on some food as quickly as possible. We actually saw Ascent was the one that FPX won over G2 when they had that best of 2 win over him, but obviously had the caveat that sadly David P, his dad passed away. It was a horrible tragedy during a tournament for him to go through, and obviously he just couldn't play the rest of the game. So that was a 13-9. Since then, when they rematched against each other, it's 13-5 domination from G2. But this is a good start for FPX. They know this is something went horribly wrong on the previous map, and they need to stand up and show up on a whole different level right now. Close boombot once again. Scary to deal with. Zipan falls into the clutches of Piff, who's ready and waiting for him, and G2 can just hold on Catwalk quite comfortably for now. Mixel getting a bit of a flank on go, but he doesn't want to overextend just yet. He wants to hold on to the position they've got right now, and Artis is only going to strengthen it. Shadow goes down, Mixwell can back away. And Shao, he hears the footsteps, he's waiting for the timing, but he's only going to get one. Mixwell ready and waiting for it. It doesn't matter what FPX were trying, G2 are just one step ahead of him in this.
FPX, are they going to go for a save off the back of this? I think they can still go for it. I mean, maybe even look for 1 kill on overextension, but no, they're tucked away. They're setting up their tripwires and looking to save these weapons through. I respect it. I think they're making the call very early on, but considering where the money is at, you know, this is a round where obviously they come in as playing as a bit of a bonus round. They don't want to lose that operator. That's the main piece that in the next round they want to still have and keep them in high spirits. Not many teams have that kind of discipline to realize when it's time to, in these kind of situations, because this is like, you get a little bit itchy, right? You're like, well, if I can just get 1 kill, if I can just 1 shot, we're in this. It's just not worth it. Not in the formative stages of the game as well, when it's like round number 3. That's where you're really setting the pace.
Yeah. You don't want to get too carried away with it all, that's for sure. Now, good round from G2 there. They won out the important jewels and then forced FPX into an uncomfortable position. But for G2, time and time again, we've actually seen them go behind many times against multiple different teams on Ascent. The key thing they've got is they can always bounce back. They always find a way to make it work. The unwinnable rounds we talk about, the G2 can consistently pick up.
Now we come into round number 4. Immediately, they've actually heard that Ultor being taken. Oh, here comes the wall up on top. David P, good for another. Second time in this game he's gotten away with that all red coming into round number 4. But Xiao's left foot check, shot in the back and taken down before he can get any more. And with that, they are going to get that spike planted again. FPX are locked out. And again, they could have money to buy up if they save now. But Angel's looking for an opportunity. He just needs to be given a chance.
And that B site, once it's lost, is so hard to retake. FPX being very cautious on how they want to push through it. But David P, he is not. He's good for 1, but it doesn't really matter as they've still got a huge advantage here for the G2 side. Angel hoping someone else might poke out. He's trying to spam up the obvious positions, but no shots are going to connect just yet as Mixwell deals away with Meadow. Angel holding the line, but it doesn't even matter because that line is triumphed by Ardis and G2. Well, I have a few of these things, right? We come back to that final we saw on Level Clash where G2 rushed how many times the B site? 7, 8 times in a row?
Oh, no, they did it every round.
Oh, there we go, every single round.
They genuinely did. I remember making the joke during that cast saying, like, oh, they're literally just like, hey, go B, go B, go B. And then I think it was David P afterwards who said, like, oh, yeah, the comms were literally just, hey, you want to go B? Every round. Like, what the hell? And what was most confusing about that was they saw 4 players from Bonk on B at one point. And I'm like, okay, here we go, Banks. This is the time they go A. And they just ran into them and killed them. This is stupid.
I have the spike.
That was the craziest finals I've ever seen in my life.
And the thing is with the B site, though, like, right, once you get in there, once you've found a way to force your way in, if you don't have someone who's able to hold on to the back lines, hold on to boathouse, then it becomes a massive problem for the defensive side to be able to try and get the retake on go. Not a straight push into A this time around. The wall went up, which locks off Garden. Panatek looking up high, expecting someone to poke out up into it. Meadow's in a nice spot, but he can't get the kill. A lot of damage done, but he won't find the frag. They're trying to spam it up. Artist goes down at the hands of Zipan. Oh, Mixwell. He's jumping. He's got to be careful. The packs go out. The revive's going to be played out here by David, which is going to be a huge pickup because they know the pressure's coming. And they actually haven't got in the best positions just yet. Angel's clearing out all the corners, but no one's on catwalk. The time will quickly be running out. FPX need to make a move for this. They're down a man already. Smoke's giving Mixwell enough cover to play off of here. Xiao straight in with the... Oh, he dominates the first. Panatek's able to hold on to the rest, though. They're trying to push on through. The flash is going up, but Mixwell still sits in the corner. Final 2 kills go his way in G2. Again, just 2 casualties. Yes, the revive came in, so technically 3. But a very strong round.
Indeed, a very convincing one for them. And again, getting those rounds up on the board early on. We talked about Ascent previously, and when we look at the previous EU Ignition event, it was played 11 times. We saw the attacking side pick up 46% of the total rounds. So this is a place that we are still a bit defender-sided, which is contrary to what we've seen from some other events, where it's been a little bit more towards the attack, towards the start of the game at least. But you're probably looking at, what, a 7-5 defender side would be the statistical average from what we've seen so far. So G2 are already well on their way towards that successful half. David P finding the opening duel, immediately healing up. And on the back of, oh, never mind, there goes the heals. And there's actually immediately, Banks, the downside of the nerf. Had Sage have had her old healing, David P would have been 100 health and he wouldn't have died from that first blast.
Oh, nicely done here as Mixwell tries to jet ult his way to success. Instead, he's caught in between 2 players. But is it even going to matter? Artist clearing out all the corners, wants to work his way around and come to back up Piff. Meadow trying to shoot up strong, and some really nice Sheriff shots continue to be landed. He's not done yet. The spike will be planted, but Artist and Panatek, they're certainly under pressure. The camera goes up, but it's going to reveal his position. Panatek having to get the reload on. He could be forced out. Both players pushing around him. They need to be oh so cautious. He's going to be stunned for now, but Panatek, you monster! Headshot, and then into the kill. Xiao goes down on Panatek. He's looking to make the magic happen. They're dancing around each other, and Shadow will fall. 4-2, and that's a smile indeed, because Panatek, you know you had no business getting those kills.
He's stunned up and still gets 2. I could watch that back 100 times, and I still won't understand it. Oh my, it's so quick! How has he done that? That's just ridiculous. They died almost instantly.
Oh.
You have to remember, your rate of fire is massively reduced then as well. Look at David P. Even he's like, what?
Those magic moments. The ones where we say it looks like G2 just can't win it here. They somehow find a way. Xiao looking to get aggressive early on, but he can't stand and fight it, especially as the drone will give away his position. The information that he was even trying to make that push happen. Known straight away. Ooh, good nade.
Oh.
Zipan's got a good idea that this is going on, but he just can't kill him. Finally manages to take him down, but the rest of his team have fallen around him, so it's still a 4v2. So Zipan, try as you might, you're not finding some success in this, and you've got to be careful, because David P's gone on the hunt out in towards middle. He's on the hunt for you, Zipan. He wants to make sure you can't save over that weapon, and that's exactly what you won't be able to do.
David P's like, ha, nice team name FPX. Maybe you should call yourself Zipan Go Die, because that's what he's doing here at the hands of David P. A 4 versus 1. And I don't think Meadow's going to win this one, Banks, somehow. I just don't believe. You'd need to be no-clipping in there. Looks like we're having the little hunting party for G2. They're spread out far and wide, but they're not playing too aggressive to try and steal the weapon away. They know it's not going to be the most impactful to really take it out of their hands. At this point, FPX have got a little bit of a little bit of cash left.
Yeah.
To get an investment in, but it is a pretty heartbreaking round. You know, the fact that they're now down 5-2, as I said, 7-5 is the reasonable scoreline that you expect from most teams. Now, if you're FPX and you're coming into G2's map pick and you've just been smacked out on the previous one, you really want to start with confidence. They got a 4K in the first round versus Classics in the second. Still a 3K. Very quick and swift conclusion to it. In terms of buy rounds, it's been nothing. I mean, this could easily be 7-0. In fact, if it wasn't for Angel having the sickest ghost play I've ever seen in my life, this would be 7-0.
Rightly so, Mitch. Angel needs to bring up some more heroics, not just with the ghost, but Mixwell. He's having none of it. The shock darts come through and Piff will go down. But you still got the rest of G2 to deal with. David P from up high once again being an absolute nuisance. They're falling all over the place. The revive comes in because David P is picking up so many kills. It's kind of an overkill or an over-revive. Meta will be able to pick up one, but his position is shortly going to be known. He doesn't have much health. Mixwell easily pre-fires the spot. And FPX, this is looking very scary. You just don't stand a chance in any of these rounds. Some of the closer rounds it's got, Mitch, are off the back of just pistols.
Yeah. And Banks, this is the team. I mean, this is where I need to really check myself, right? This is the team that are supposed to be able to challenge G2, and I'm not saying that because like to make fun of you saying it, Banks. This is the team, the one team that we've seen. Even David P said. Yeah, exactly. It's even what G2 have said themselves. FPX are the only team that provide a good match. Well, I don't know what they consider a good match, Banks, but so far, I don't think I've seen one. There's a nice opening duel from Angel. We're coming into the, fourth buy round for FPX, and finally it goes their way without them being immediately slapped back. They've lost control of middle, the wall up in market, and they're going to split into the back of the A site. They are looking to punish these players, and this could get dangerous real quick. They've got the info now on exactly where G2 are, but now they've got to deliver the kill.
Oh!
Zipan, he whiffed it.
No. Zipan. That is so unlucky. That is so unfortunate. He throws his grenades out, but he's not going to find any success. Artist ready and waiting for him. And Piff can check to look for another flank that might be coming in. Now, this would be an easy one for Padatech.
Oh.
Be going down, but Shadow's holding on with that trigger discipline. No other players go up towards him just yet. And for Shadow, yes, it's a kill, but it's nothing that's going to seal the deal. 3v1 spike down, and Shadow's best hope is to hold on to his weapons. Shock darts going out around him. David P swings on him. Oh, Shadow. Nice aim. Good control. Still Piff to find. He's able to do it. Beautiful stuff. He shows them how to aim, how to spray, but it's not going to win you a round. And that's what we're really looking for here, because they are quickly running out of rounds where they can achieve success. This was just so like, you know, it's that panic shot. You go, oh no.
Yep.
And that's when you know the nerves are getting to them.
Yeah, I think I'm surprised there's not been a tactical pause just yet. To be honest, if I'm FPX, I think you need one coming into this round. This is a buy round, and already G2 have been very domineering when it came through to this attacking side. And you know what's scary about that, Banks? Let me just spit some numbers at you. Attacking side win percentage, 56% from G2. Pretty damn good, right? You're expecting them to be about 7 rounds at the half. Defense win, 71%. They are a massively defensive-sided team when it comes to this map. Damn good on the attack anyways, but they put up a hell of a lot of numbers there. And so it does not get easier when you swap sides for FPX.
Right now, nothing's easy for FPX, though. You're dealing with a G2 who are as confident as ever and a dominant force. Angel tries to push in, but he gets wrecked by Padatech. Meadows doing his best to hold on and hold strong. Still a 2v3. Mixwell's got his ult in play. You know when the going gets tough, he loves to try and pop it, which is exactly what he's done. And it just becomes so hard to push on it. He smokes himself down. Rolling Thunder comes out. The push comes through, but FPX, with how low they are on health, they can't really commit to too much from this. Xiao's able to deal with Mixwell, but with this timing, can you even go for it? aggressive wall. He wants to play off the top of it. Artist deals with Shao, no problem at all. He was already real low. Shadow's just stuck. It's not looking good, Mitch. It's not looking good at all.
Well, that's deflating. Yeah, Zipan tried to mix it up. He tried to play in that angle a second time in a row, thinking that, okay, played there on a pistol. They won't expect it on the buy round, right? But they did. They were all too aware. Meadow did well. He found himself a double, but he got shut down afterwards. And, okay, he did well, but it's not enough. Not when the rest of the team aren't stepping up, and I can't put any more weight on Meadow's shoulders, but it was the rest. Like, Angel tried to push into a smoke, but G2 were inside it. They were ready. And it feels like at the moment, absolutely anything that FPX are trying, G2 already know. They've got their strap book open in front of them. I don't know, maybe there's a third brother that's just being sat in the gym, in the background, just listening into everything going on, but something's happening here.
You said Jim, so it's definitely not Tom. I know he was advertising for the position. And G2 right now, well, they've been in the gym, lifting all the weights on their fingers. Because every button they hit, every mouse they click, it's another kill going their way. FPX are just being melted. We've seen this so many times from G2, but I did not expect this against the likes of FPX. Angel, he's just holding on to that operator for dear life, hoping that they might just push into him and he gets a few kills, but that's all he's going to look for. It's never going to net you the round at this stage. You're too far away and you're already backed out of the round.
Yeah, at this point, I'm not even going to bother, and I don't want anyone to, looking at the scoreboard for FPX when it comes to the end of the game, because the majority of kills they've had have been exit kills. I mean, completely irrelevant positions in rounds. Literally, Angel with a 4K, then there was an anti-eco, so I really don't care who got the kills in that one. It's a responsibility. You need to be able to convert. Yeah. So I think Angel's 4 kills, literally all that mattered in this game so far. Other than that, FPX could have 0 for every player, or they could have 20. It doesn't matter. Well, if they had 20, they'd probably have more rounds. But it's irrelevant, you know, stat padding or whatever you want to call it when you're saving and you manage to find the weapons. But considering the position that you're at, this is just G2 in a dominant fashion. And there is no 1, 2, 3, or 4 players that you could point to and say, oh, well, you know, it's their fault. They're losing. This is an all-round smashing. And where's attack pauses, bro? Where are they?
Yeah, Mitch, it's maybe saving it for if they get it going on the attacking side, a bit more tactical sided, but maybe they just need a team talk right now of boy. Hey, there we go. Well, we talked about important kills being needed. A double or nothing, that'll work out. 1 shot, 2 kills. That's more than just sealing the deal. That's giving you a great chance in this round. Surely this is the one for him. Mixwell pokes out, puts himself up high, but Angel, he's showing us he's still got what it takes. Panatek will eventually deal with him, but it's already a 4v2, and surely this is a third round to be put on the board for FPX. G2 will be pulling off something incredible if they can manage to make this round work.
This is getting scary for FPX, but at least you've had Angel. He won round 1 and effectively round 2 on the back of it. And he's just come through with that third shot was nuts. That was just gorgeous. Catching the little tip of the head.
He knows what Mixwell's like.
Yeah.
He's like, you got to go for it, aren't you, Mixwell? You're going to go for it. Don't worry. I'll put you in your place, boy.
As soon as he heard the updraft, he flicked up. He knew what was coming. At this point as well, Zipan has heard that shadow step. He knows that the Omen is around here towards the head. Area Patatek. Okay, he's got 1, but 15 seconds. Time to go. And they've got 2 players sat down on long. This should be it. This should be it secured. No way they lose this one. No way. No way, Banks. I don't believe it.
He's got the ult up as well on Zipan. Great use of the grenades coming out. Pip's trying to hold on, but it's not going to work out. Zipan did go and kill, and he finished off what Angel started. A third round finally on the board for FPX, but G2 stayed confident. They stayed strong. They looked incredible once again here on Ascent. They look like they cannot be phased, and they will take the fun out of Fun Plus Phoenix. They only want to deliver pain and sadness. We'll be going to a break, but when we come back, we'll be finding out if FPX can mount a monster comeback or if the G2-0 will continue.
It's not fair at all.
What is this?
Nice.
Oh well, unlucky.
Ooh, Haven.
It seems like modern building-ish.
Split, definitely split.
So my guess is CT spawn on split.
Between.
När du ska prestera ditt bästa kan små justeringar göra stor skillnad. Varje rörelse, varje vinkel. Och när du rakar dig är det ingen skillnad. Gillettes rakhyvlar är utformade för att anpassa sig till ansiktets konturer. Så oavsett vad som väntar får du alltid ett perfekt resultat. Gillette.
Butcher, what happened? My wife's alive. We got soup terrorists. And we got no superheroes.
Oh, great. Cool. We are in a war.
She's got a whole army of soups.
We can't just kill everyone.
That's exactly what we're gonna do.
Oh well, unlucky.
It's actually harder than expected.
If I'm correct, I think I usually place a camera here.
Definitely Haven.
If I'm correct, I think this is Haven C site.
You can lock my point already.
Oh wait, no, wait. It could be A as well.
A or C connector, I would say, right?
It must be Haven. Okay, split on B side somewhere. Quad maybe.
What? It's split?
Oh, I had one right at least.
It's not fair at all. See, the guy's flying up to see this texture. How can I answer this?
There's so many green boxes though.
Can I swear in Russian?
I'm gonna be honest with you, I have no idea right now.
Ooh, Haven.
Can't be B site on Haven, it can't be C site.
So there's the roof, green boxes.
It can't be A. Oh yeah, it could be everywhere actually.
Or it's B.
Ascent B site.
Whew. It was really hard.
What is this? You don't even look up there. Did you guess B site on Haven? He's so smart. He's much smarter than me.
I will laugh at him after.
I'll take the loss on that one.
Oh,
Right side, side.
Heaven!
Out!
I can't help you, I can't help you. Okay, I'm hiding. I have you right. Nice, Patrick, bro. I don't know what you just done, bro.
I don't know what you just done, bro. My man, this is every single time, bro. You know what? If I'm Patek, whoever screamed at that point, it may as well just been us commentating because that's all our reaction was as well. It was wild when that went down.
Yeah, literally, like that was the only thing he could say as well. I was like, "Wah!" Because I couldn't process how he got those kills so quickly. No. If it was like a headshot and a collat headshot, okay, fair enough. But it was two different bullets. Literally, first shot, second shot, two different kills, wall stunned. He can barely see what's going on. That's the most unbelievable thing I've ever seen.
Well, what could be the most unbelievable thing we've ever seen is G2 dismantling the only team they actually respect within Europe. You're seeing from Bonk tweeted out, maybe Blast have invited us. Well, I love the banter coming out from EU. These teams are giving it large non-stop. Remember, this Bonk lineup's just added Draken to the lineup. Could be very interesting when it comes to European team challenges going forward. But FPX, they've still proven they're number 2 here in Europe. But right now, they've got to show us a bit more because it is not looking great. G2 in such a strong position. I mean, we need a lot more than just zip and go kill. Look at the rotation coming into the A site early on. 3 players already there. David P's pushing up. Mixwell's missing some key shots. It's less than ideal, but he's done some damage at least. He's now got a good idea of what's going on. Patatek and Piff are delivering. Zipan needs to do a hell of a lot more than just the one grenade. And Piff, Piff has been an absolute beast. This guy.
It's unreal. It's absolutely unreal. James, the last time that I saw Pith in a position where I think he consistently impressed me was NIP CSGO. Yeah. That's a long, long time ago, man. When he came into this roster, it was Pith and David P. Like, Patatek as well. Dude, this whole roster, now this, it doesn't make sense. They're so good. They gel so well together. I think you could argue that the chemistry they've got as a team, they're on-the-fly calls, and it's not one player IGLing. It is this entire team. They work better together than they, I think, arguably ever have with any of their respective teams in the past across a large history of Counter-Strike. That's unreal. Because to all intents and purposes, this could be a mix. G2 could be a mix. You look at them. Like, in reality, they are. They still are, because they, like, what did David P say? Oh, yeah, we don't practice for anybody. We're just the best team in the world. Do you guys practice? Nah, we just kind of play. We just wreck everyone. It's like, you know, everyone else is practicing, trying to counter-strat you. It's like, we just play. Just DM. Bit of crack. Mental. That's. By the way, crack is an Irish thing. It means fun. Not implying doping is going down. Just to be very clear.
I like how you actually have to, because obviously we know that for sure, but yeah, many people, especially. If
I'm sure. Oh, I know. Like, genuinely, this is a straight up true story. I went to America and I was like, just going for a bit of crack.
Just get
said
arrested.
to the customs people. They literally just looked at me and went, "Excuse me." I was like, "No, I'm fun."
I'm Irish. I'm Irish, please.
Yeah, I was like, "How do I'm Irish?" I had to put on a really strong accent, and be like, "I'm just going here for some Lucky Charms."
Well, the Lucky Charm didn't work out for Angel because he's only going to get one, as Artis was happily waiting for him. And Artis isn't done yet. He expects some more movement towards mid. Xiao's the one on the corner of it, but he can't do anything to save Zipan here. And now Artis is just dominating him. 3 players down, 4 still alive for G2. And Fun plus Phoenix could be looking at match and series point already. They have been owned every step of the way. It's taken some godlike individual performances to grab them the only few rounds that they have across this series. And none of it's looked pretty.
No, not a single second of this for FPX has looked pretty. This has been a disaster. It's almost like Shakespeare wrote this. Although I suppose at least in the start of a Shakespearean play, it's a little bit all right. Now wait till the end for the bad stuff. This has just been a final act all the way through. The spot for G2 is, you know what, Banks? I think it's fair to say they're the best team in the EU. I think they've proven that.
Mate, I want to see who can challenge them worldwide. I can't wait for that to go down. Meadow will at least put up a bit of a challenge onto Mixwell, but still 3 more players to find and a spike plant. They can just rush you from start to finish. His position is not going to be directly revealed just yet, but it may not even matter. Piff goes down, and he's still swinging on him, but no time to plant now because of it. Meadow stays alive. G2 continue to take the rounds. It doesn't matter if you get a few kills on the board. It's just not enough. It's just not working.
My heart goes out at this point, Banks.
I'm going to pour one out for my boys on FPX.
You know what, Banks? I'm going to go ahead and say this is your fault. You did this to them. You shouldn't have picked them as favorites. This is what happens. Last time we had a close game, Banks comes in and says FPX. He predicts them, and this is what happens.
Definitely blame me, you know. Definitely
if you're an FPX fan, at Banks Esports on Twitter, go blame him.
They're already giving me love because I'm not like a follower like Lou lot who can't use your own minds. You just go for the easy picks, you know. I actually went out with a bold prediction. Yeah, I failed, but I'll take it. I'll take the L. You've been taking L's your entire career. I only have to do it just now. I'm living the dream, mate.
Well, I'm just saying HLTV.
Carried you along the way.
100% win rate on HLTV. That's all I'm saying.
I'm like Artist, right? And you're down there like, I don't know, some undiscovered.
Go on. I was waiting for you to just insult someone. Just call a player out.
Myself.
You're trash like this guy.
I'm not Artist to the point where I'm going to actually call these players out. And I hope we get an Artist interview at the end of this. Because Something's got to be made sense of right here, and he's the only man that can probably do it. Again, he's just popping off. He can just like, yep, tap away onto Zipam. He's taking these forward positions. He's just poking out. Mixwell doesn't even need to move. They don't understand where he is. FPX, they actually just look lost. Like, in their minds, they've defeated themselves.
Well, yeah, you could say that. There's a lot of things you could say about FPX right now, but G2, I'm going to sit in the side of positivity and say this is the goddamn best team in the world. They are so damn good. It is a pleasure to watch them every step of the way. Oh, look at this, Hunter's Fury doing the damage, highlighting the players. Shao trying to pull. Oh, nice shot. Pushing through the smoke. He picks up one, but up close there was one. And as he tried to deal with the tripwire, he tripped over himself. 7 seconds, no time left. And that is the end of the game. Back-to-back, 13 threes. That is how you do it if you're G2. What a series in what we pinned as the grand final, or what we would see in the grand final. A sick game, a 3-mapper for sure. But Banks, G2 don't like 3 maps.
We expected both games to go 3 maps today. It did not happen. The closest game was our charity show match. And I want to take this moment before we go to a break to shout out Zilv, Luke Davis, our observer here. This man, we've had him for 2 Ignition Series events back to back, and he makes our job so much easier. It's time for us to get ready to break all of the madness that we just saw go down and more ask questions as to what went wrong with FPX. I can't wait to see what these interviews are going to be like. We'll be going to a break, and when we come back, we'll be seeing how all of the rest of this is going to go down and building up into tomorrow.
Hello, my name is Lacke. I'm here with Huub. We are from Team Ninjas in Pyjamas. And today we're going to play Signature Shoutout. And the rules are we have 60 seconds to guess different voice lines that the other guy reads out. Are you ready, Huub?
I am ready, bro.
Patrick, what happened? My wife's alive. We got soup terrorists. And we got no superheroes.
Oh, great. Cool. We are in a war.
She's got a whole army of soups.
We can't just kill everyone.
That's exactly what we're gonna do.
Okay. If I must live in this nightmare, my enemies might as well join me.
Oh man.
Yeah. Look at me, know that I'm by your side.
Sage?
Yeah, it is. I drain the life from our prey. That's all they're good for.
Reyna?
Yeah. When I'm done, there'll be nothing more than ash. When I'm done.
Phoenix?
Yeah. Pay attention, might learn something.
Sova?
No.
Cypher?
No.
Who was that?
That was a good run. That was Brimstone.
Ah.
Like all these characters that we never have, you know, it's hard.
Are you ready, Locker?
I'm ready.
Stand in my way, I dare you.
I don't know, Raze?
No.
Jet?
No.
Breach?
Yeah, Breach.
Oh.
Think you can keep up? Who am I kidding?
Jet.
You know? Oh yeah. I am both shield and sword.
I don't know, Breach again?
No.
Brim?
No.
Cypher?
No, I am both shield and sword.
Oh, okay, Sage.
Yeah, they have no idea how heartless I am.
They have no idea how heartless I am?
Yeah.
Reyna?
Yeah, they think I'm an old dog. Hey, I will show them how many tricks I know. Yeah, I'm Brimstone. Wherever they run, I will find them. Easy one.
Jet?
No.
Oh, Cypher.
No.
Sova.
Yes, Sova. Just take a seat, I got this.
Raze?
No.
Jet?
No.
Reyna?
No.
Who else is there?
You want to pass?
Yeah, just go next one.
I am the beginning, I am the end.
Oh, that's Omen.
Yeah. My power dot... Okay. And just take a seat, I got this was Phoenix. But that's hard to find out though.
Yeah, you need to go with playing, my friend.
If you want more content like this, please make sure to follow Blast.
The Masters of EU. G2 prove why they have the acclaimed title of #1 in the region. A savage showing to cement the series 2-0. And with that, FPX fall into the lower bracket. The G2 action has continued to deliver, making it through to our best of 5 grand final, no less, tomorrow. But before then, we've got to break down exactly what happened in that series. And Tom, it was such a struggle for FPX the entire way through. Where were the holes in their game plan for you?
I'll be honest, it looked like we went from one show match into a second one. That was just G2 absolutely styling. And the thing I love so much about their squad is that they do almost just play off reads, off whims. Yeah. Like, there's such aggressive plays. Like, if someone gets pushed and gets peaked, like we saw attempted by the defensive side of FPX, you'd have a call instantly, and they go, okay, 3 players have pushed up B, and they would take mid. And it would be the same all the way around the map, where the information is obviously, you hear it and you're like, it's just a load of dudes like screaming at each other going, he's yeah. And then in reality, you watch how they play and it's like, okay, we've swiftly like moved this around. It almost just seems like the guys are like, okay, this has happened, so we now need to do this. And they don't even necessarily need to have the clearest communication in the world to execute it. It's really impressive.
Well, of course, we've got Angel on the line after that match. Commiserations, man. It was so unfortunate to see you guys falling out of that. I do want to talk about that last map, though. What were some of the issues that you just kept on running into against G2?
To be honest, it was just one team playing today. Like, I have nothing to add. We didn't took our chances that we had. Like, we lost both pistols and split. It was really hard to come back from it. They were better today, much better.
Yeah, do you find it tougher, especially starting on that attacking side of Split? We see a lot of teams like get off to really slow starts on Split and never really coming back from it. Do you feel like maybe if you started defense, it could have been another way around?
Yeah, maybe. It's when you're playing with G2, it how to call it? Who gets the confidence wins, basically. And they get their confidence when we played T-side, and they used it well. They get like aggressive picks, which we didn't expect. It wasn't like punishing enough for us to win today.
Now, Angel, you've spoken about this being your building plan, right? You're well aware that it's going to take some time to get you and the team into a good position to be constantly able to challenge and take some titles here. But in terms of what you're looking at the moment and what you're looking to work on, we spoke about this patch being very good for you guys, and certainly what we've seen in your other games against other teams, it's been phenomenal. When it comes to the likes of G2, is there just something where you can't work it out? Like you're speaking about the confidence bit to us then. Is there a little bit more depth that you think you can take away from it? Is there something you can kind of analyze and you say, maybe there's a gap here?
At the moment, they are reacting on what's happening on the map much faster than us. Much faster. Yeah. They have like 5 seconds advantage in this case, so it's hard to play like both Split and Ascent, right? Because rotations there are like super important. Like you need to always move on this map, both city and T side. And we are slow reacting at the moment, but it's okay. It's like we can't work on like everything at the same time. We need to do it step by step. And like last 2 weeks on Prags was like playing a different plan what we need to be better at. And I think game with Liquid showed we are like became better. But at the same time, game with G2 showed we need to work on other aspects also.
And when it comes to you, right, obviously you're the in-game leader for this team as well, but who's the one is it also you that's trying to like keep the mood going, keep everyone pumped up? Because we're seeing the camera shots come in and we're seeing some frustration and that side of things. I'm just wondering when it gets to that point, like, is it the needed time to get a timeout and say, guys, look, we know we can do better than this. We've got great individual players. Who are you looking to as the person that does that?
To be honest, like Shadow talks a lot in this case and he helps me to keep the mood up.
Good.
Yeah, that's good stuff to be hearing. And then obviously tomorrow, you've fallen down obviously into that lower bracket. It's going to be Liquid up against you again, though. Obviously, we did see that win coming for you on day one. I'm wondering what you're going to be doing, you know, coming into that match overnight. What is going to be sort of the practice and preparations coming into this next game?
I feel like against Liquid, we need just to play our game to win, not to change anything, just keep doing what we did yesterday. Maybe do better in some aspects, but against G2 we will need to switch a lot of things to win. So we're gonna talk more about G2 because I hope our game quality is enough to beat Liquid.
Well, it was an unfortunate loss for you guys from FPX, but of course you're not down and out just yet. We will be seeing you returning tomorrow to try and claim revenge. Thank you so much, Angel, for chatting with us.
Thank you as well.
Absolute pleasure to get to speak to the man himself. And I think with that, we need to start talking about some of the positives that we saw coming out of G2. And I feel like we are all such a broken record when we're talking about this individual ability. But man, James, they just step up time and time again. And you were saying during the game, the fact that we heard David P before the game saying, you know what, we don't practice or prepare for specific teams. That's almost unheard of, right?
Yeah, for them, it's not needed, right? I'm going to reiterate a bit of what Tom said. When you listen to them, they've been able to stream a lot of those games, the official games, the games they're playing as a team, and it sounds like madness. You've got all this hype, all this screaming, but there's a method to this where their confidence is building, they're laughing, they're playing around. Even on rounds they're losing, they're sat there like, yeah, it doesn't matter, like they're just chilling. You never really see them frustrated or broken because they haven't really been pushed to that level. And I mean, even in games that can be like 13-11, yeah, they still take the win, but it's close and potentially could have gone either way. They know they're never out of it. And this is not a joke when I say about G2 winning rounds that seem unwinnable. Like every other team would just lose it and G2 will pull it out the bag. There's something special about these guys and this combination, and it supersedes what's just in the game. There's natural raw talent out there, but there is a level of like commitment to each other and trust in each other that if Ardis says, I want to go make this play, or Mixwell says, I'm going to go here right now, or Piff says, I've got good read on this, they will just play off that and it works out massively. And Piff being shown here, Tom, you put him as your MVP last time around. Maybe not MVP this time. Maybe you'd give that to Ardis. I don't know what your choice is going to be. But when I'm looking at Piff from this game, again, he massively impresses me. It's the decision-making this guy makes, which is phenomenal. He's got such a good read on the game. I love watching them play. And what they've just done against FPX here is make a huge statement that even FPX, who are supposed to be the closest rivals to them, got absolutely dominated.
It is absolutely phenomenal to watch. And we're going to get a little bit of insight from the team themselves. Padatek is joining us up here on the stream. Massive congratulations to you guys for that victory, Padatek. It was just unbelievable to watch. And I do really want to ask, we were talking about the mentality of the team coming into this. You've still not dropped a best of 3 series. A G2-0 dream is still living there strong. What's the mentality of the team like at the moment?
We pretty much just talk to each other before the game. Like, guys, just focus, keep up the comms, just analyze and adapt to what they do. And we just did, and we totally rolled them.
Something I'm really interested in. So you say that you're analyzing and adapting your opponent. Now, I've noticed that Pith has picked 2 different agents depending on different teams, and it seems to be the exact same agent pick as whatever they pick on the other side. Is that just a coincidence, or does he literally go, oh, he's playing Cypher, I can play Cypher better, so I will pick Cypher?
No, it's just that he prefers playing Cypher. I mean, Killjoy is a good character overall, but our game plan revolves around Cypher, mainly Cypher. And when Jacob plays Cypher, he just kills everyone, and he just helps us a lot with Cypher, and he couldn't do that with Killjoy, if you know what I mean.
Now, Padatek, we hear this from many teams across different games, and I never believe it, this whole like family and friend environment. It's normally just something that's sold until someone gets kicked and you go, oh yeah, they're not really family and friends, all the stuff comes out. But you guys actually seem to be enjoying the game from start to finish. We see the smiles, we see the laughter. Is it really as easy as it looks in like just friends playing the game and having fun the whole way through?
It really is. We're just having fun. We come together before the game, and like Oscar says, the first thing, just have fun, guys. Just play.
Yeah.
Just have fun, and we're gonna win it easily. Because having fun is the most important thing, I think, playing games, especially on like a high level. When you have fun, you just enjoy the game, and everything just is like becomes better,
And I got to ask as well, right? Because we talk about the lack of practice or preparation for certain teams. You guys are just playing. You guys are just having fun. But individually, how many hours are you guys netting up in the game? How much time are you putting in just your own individual time to be better players? Because it's not just the teamwork we're seeing, right, and the synergy. It's actually your individual skills. That moment where you're completely dazed, right? Rolling Thunders hit you and you still actually manage to kill 2 players. Everyone else just laughing. We're hearing artists just go, bro.
I mean, I don't know about how others prepare or warm up or how their routine is. Mine is pretty much like I play IMLab, I play a little bit of Osu, and then a little bit of Valorant Deathmatch, and that's pretty much it. I don't know how about the others though.
Wow.
Well, it's been spectacular to watch your journey, even just over this tournament as a whole. Thank you so much, Pelitek, for joining us. Congrats on that win, and I'm thoroughly looking forward to seeing you in that grand final tomorrow.
Thank you for having me.
Fantastic stuff there from the G2 side. And I think that leaves us with the perfect time to crown our Gillette MVP of the match, Tom. Who is going to be taking this one?
Well, I think James already hinted to it a little bit, but that first map performance coming out from Ardis was just something we haven't really seen too much of this tournament, like a player just dominating on that level. He was still there in the second map as well. And the thing is, I think he's a huge part of this team, not only for pumping them up in terms of confidence with, as James has said, is shouting of bro or whatever it may be. Also just the way that he pushes and probes around the map. Like, he plays with someone who has absolute confidence. He tweets as someone who has absolute confidence, and he definitely shouts as someone who has absolute confidence, and it shows within the server. The guy is definitely challenging to be the best player in the world at the moment, and if he continues in the form that he has, I don't think anybody can really disagree with it.
Confidence is just the name of the game for this squad. FPX Angel, he could smell it on the server, and it's totally pushing them forward to be in contention with the world #1 spot, as you were saying, Mitch. And I really want to ask you, just in terms of the development of this G2 lineup, we've seen them at multiple Ignition Series events. They've been taking the crown there. But surely you'd think by now somebody would have unpicked their game plan. So how have you kind of seen G2 evolving over the course of these events? Oh, unfortunately, it seems that we've lost connection of Mitch, but instead we're going to take a quick look at our tournament overview. I'm sure we'll get Mitch back on into the server in just a second. But of course, we can see exactly what the lay of the land is like in terms of our games coming into tomorrow. I'm kind of heartbroken to say that it is our final day of games tomorrow, but man, they are certainly going to be delivering. Team Liquid versus Fun plus Phoenix, which should be coming up at 2:30 EU time. Of course, we've also got another show match coming your way as well. It's Team Turkey taking on Team France. Another 5,000 euros up for grabs for the charity of their choice. But the big money is going to be in this grand final. Of course, we've just seen G2 cement their place in the grand final. The winner of the Team Liquid versus Fun plus Phoenix matchup is going to be going head to head with G2 yet again to try and fight in a best of 5, no less, James. So there is literally going to be nowhere to hide. You have got to have the experience, the knowledge on all of these maps coming into it. I believe we've lost James as well. So Tom,
is it just me?
We're going to see exactly what you're thinking of this best of 5 tomorrow. You know what? We've been left with the 2 victors, haven't we? With our predictions, that's what's happened.
Get the losers out there.
Exactly. We should be the ones sitting in here. For sure. But I do want to get your opinion. There we go. They're back. I mean, they've just heard what I've said about them. They've just heard it. But I do want to get your opinion.
She tries to be all nice, right? She sat there. She's like, oh, I'm so innocent little Freya. I'm so nice to everyone. And then as soon as we go, she's like,
she made a short joke off camera as well. Let's not forget that. She was bullying Mitch. We would never do that.
Hey,
she's
yeah.
learning.
We're not going to broadcast the rehearsal guys for this for sure. I do want to get your closing thoughts though, Tom, coming into tomorrow. Man, like honestly, we've seen some incredible games going forward. As much as G2 have just been bodying the competition, that best of 5 tomorrow, it's going to be huge, isn't it?
Yeah, I guess the one positive is the FPX will get to go in hot. They'll play a game. Hopefully, if they manage to step up versus Liquid, we'll see them get through that one. And then they have that advantage going into the finals. They'll have played a game already and hopefully look hot to trot. If not, maybe Liquid can get their revenge and then go on to try and face off against G2 with their brand new style that might be enough to catch them off guard. Either way, we're going to have some banging games. Also, we got Happy facing off against Woxic, which I know many of us are Counter-Strike fans, so I'm really excited for that game. Even though it's the show match, I think that would be a banger as well.
That is definitely going to be a treat for everybody here. And also, another little treat we've got. We are going to recap the predictions as well. Let's just shake our head at Mitch. NIP. I'm so sorry, Mitch.
Oh, yeah, I was the one with the worst prediction of the day. Let's get the next game on. Let's take a look, shall we?
I'm fine, right? I'm not like you. I don't have these problems where I hold strong on my pick. I was down on FPX. I believed it was their time to shine. It definitely didn't work out. They got rolled over from start to finish.
Bring it up to earth.
Sometimes
I wouldn't know what that's
wrong,
like, though.
You know? Yeah, sometimes I have to be wrong. The main thing is that I know when it comes to it, FPX will roll on back forward tomorrow. They'll come into those grand finals and they'll lose again, sadly.
That's the thing. At least, you know, Banks, your pick is still in the tournament. I'm sorry, but you've got to leave it at that. So that's the superior pick, right?
Short stuff, short on his pick.
Hey, my team got as many rounds in one map, more rounds in one map than Banks's did in the whole final. So I don't know what you want to read into that about, but
lesser teams from a lesser pick, from a lesser man. It's fine. So we're going to play fair. Let's get out of it.
I'll tell Eccles what you said. Lesser teams. Okay. All right.
We've got plenty of spice ending it off here, and of course we're going to be bringing the heat back again tomorrow. Make sure you are joining us back here at 2 p.m. CEST. I am so excited to be getting into the final day, a little bit heartbroken as well because I've thoroughly enjoyed my time here, and I want to say a huge thank you to everybody who's tuned in, and of course my wonderful analysts and casters on the desk. It's been an absolute blast today. We'll be back same place, slightly different time of 2 p.m. CEST. Make sure you're joining us for all the action tomorrow.